so I'm just kind of binging Bluey.
All right, I'll get you back to.
There you go.
I have the audience build playing right now.
Yeah.
Can you guys see it?
No, it's nothing up there.
Not up here, but I've got right here.
Oh shit. Let's see, hold on.
How long
Projector,
did tickets charge?
create output.
That's
projector.
another great question.
I don't know how to make a big screen without taking your mouse in there.
Yeah, that's all right. We'll do that over the break.
Oh, here we go.
Here, but I've got right here.
Oh.
Teen watching.
Stream ended.
Yeah, you gotta go.
You had to go back.
Okay, got it.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, it's over. That.
From the Gettysburg Museum of History Studios, high atop Baltimore Street, in a maximum security facility complete with central air, it's AG Today.
Hi, this is Matthew Leach. I played First Sergeant Talbot in Band of Brothers.
Hi, this is licensed battlefield guide Paul Bailey.
Hi, I'm Dale Fetzer. Hi, I'm John Rothman. Hi, this is Bo Brinkman.
Hi, this is Anthony Bordner. I'm a huge fan of Addressing Gettysburg. It is the greatest and most quality podcast ever. And you're listening to it right now. God, you're so lucky.
Don't ever go on America Got Talent. You won't make it.
Did you say Lincoln?
Never fight uphill, me boys. Never fight uphill. Don't give him
3rd
fuel.
Battalion, 3rd Marine Infantry Regiment.
I could house that load.
You're listening to Addressing Gettysburg
Today.
Where did this idea come from?
As I recall
COVID has taken this year, just since the outbreak, has taken more than 100 years. Look, here's
Dibbick Schmibbick. I said more ham.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Addressing Gettysburg Today. It is today, as it is every day.
It's not tomorrow. It's not
I'm sorry. What?
It's not tomorrow.
No, it's not
It's
tomorrow.
certainly way later than yesterday.
No, but we are on. What? Oh, that's weird.
Listen, Mike's being smarter than us today.
I know. Every day. Michael is smarter than us every day. Michael, 6 questions.
Do you know what Michael has started doing?
Pilates.
No.
Oh, I wish. Have you seen my core? No.
Have you seen my core?
My core is not a core. It's more like an army on the march.
That was an awesome nerd joke. I love you. I love Mike Lent.
Okay, what did you start doing?
Binging Bluey.
Oh, God. Oh, you
And
sound like
another one bites the
You
dust.
sound like a witch.
And another one down. And another one
What'd you
down.
say, called?
Another one
I
bites the
said,
dust.
is that a form of Pilates?
Well, binging Bluey.
Oh,
It's a new
binging
move.
Bluey.
Yeah.
I did not catch that. That's what you said. I
Yeah,
just
no,
heard Bluey.
Binging Bluey.
Sounds French.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's a what? Now, what is it? Explain it to me, because
Oh.
Beth can't explain it to me well.
It's an Australian cartoon about a family of dogs.
Okay.
Is it a child's?
Who's Bluey?
Bluey is
one of the kids.
One of the kids. She's the oldest daughter,
Okay.
and they have she has a sister named Bingo,
Of course.
and a father named Bandit, and a mother named Chili.
Chili. Like
Chili.
chili dog.
Like chili dog.
Okay,
so
got it.
basically they're dog names. These are about 7-minute episodes. They're easily
Oh, they're short.
digestible.
Yeah.
You can get through them. Now, recently they released a 28-minute episode, but that was kind of like a big deal.
Right.
But 7 minutes
On a very special Bluey,
on a special Bluey, yeah.
Bandit gets run over by a car.
But I think one of the more interesting.
You're
grandma.
so mean.
What?
Grandma, she got ran over by a reindeer.
Oh, jeez.
On a special holiday Bluey, Grandma gets run over by a reindeer.
No, they have veranda Santa.
Yes.
Yeah, what is? Oh, because it sits on the veranda.
Veranda Santa. Yep.
All right. I'm starting to get this.
Okay, so the interesting thing about this show is that it could be for children, but there's so many winks and nods to the adults.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, most cartoons are that way, though.
But this takes a whole new level.
This is a whole new level.
Okay.
It really does. It speaks to both the children and the adults at the same time. It's not like they do a little sly wink and nod.
Right.
They're doing these things at the same time. It's a very well put together show.
Yeah.
Very well put.
I'll have to. Where do you find it?
It's on Disney Plus.
Oh God.
Yeah. There's 7-minute long episodes.
Yeah, I'm not going to get Disney Plus for 7-minute episodes, Mike Lentz.
No,
What? Why am I
Will you
gonna-
get it for the catalog that is Disney?
Exactly.
No. I don't know.
Or Fox or any of the other properties that Disney owns
don't
right
wanna-
now.
you don't wanna
Seemingly the
sit
entire
down-
world.
Disney owns Fox?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have
Interesting.
ESPN, too.
So they have Simpsons.
Yeah.
I keep getting told I need to watch The Simpsons.
You never watched The Simpsons?
Never watched The
Girl.
Simpsons. Not even a single episode.
Girl.
I don't know how you lived your life.
Yeah, I don't need a
In
girl.
the era you grew up and didn't ever watch The Simpsons.
I'm
Yeah,
from
really.
Clarion.
That's like saying you never saw Cheers when you went to the barber
But
shop.
nobody has cable in Clarion, so I
Yeah.
figured The Simpsons would have been huge.
No. Mm-mm.
Oh, that's amazing.
No, you turned off your TV and you did this a crazy thing and you went outside and played.
Yeah, exactly right.
I did, too.
Yeah,
but when
that's
it
what we did.
Were they
when it
even
got
street
dark,
lights?
you
So
watched.
you did the whole
Yeah.
street light thing? Yeah.
Can I tell you a story? My mom will hate me if I tell this story,
All
but
right.
I'm telling it anyway. I think I may have already done this. But anyway, my mom would go out and play and go up the street. And we live in a college town.
Oh.
And my grandmother said to her, "You be back before the street lights are on." And my mom said, "Grandma, no one's going to pay any attention to me." And she goes, "Don't you worry. In the dark, they're not particular."
Oh. Oh.
That's some sage advice.
Oh.
Shade from Grandma.
Wow. You burnt.
Wow.
Whoa.
Speaking of shade from Grandma, have you ever had a dream that haunts you
Yes.
and then makes sense or not make sense? I'll tell you the story, okay?
Okay.
And you tell me what the hell I'm trying to say. All right, so in my early college years, so 18, 19 years old, right? I have a dream that I'm sitting on our couch in the living room holding a cobra, okay?
Like the snake.
As opposed to
The helicopter?
The car?
the insurance plan?
Different. Okay, shut up. Go ahead.
It was 3 inches long,
I
wasn't it?
can't even.
Oh, boy.
There it is.
What the hell you talking about?
You know what it is? Those songs are so good. You just look.
I just
for
want
every
to play them.
chance to play.
They are.
Yeah, they are. That's really what it is.
Just you wait till we get to the news.
Exactly. All right. No. So what I was saying was, so I'm sitting there on the thing, right? And
With the cobra.
with the cobra. Now I'm holding it by the neck,
What you do. 'cause you
and
don't want to get bit.
there's a disembodied voice by the neck, under his head. There's a disembodied voice in my ear.
Getting real Harry Potter vibes right now.
I know, right?
Do
Are
they
you a
have that
Slytherin?
in Harry Potter?
Are you a Slytherin?
Yeah,
Well,
kind of.
he's not nerdy enough.
Are you a
I don't know what the
parcel
hell you're
mouse?
talking about? Will you
He's
just
a
let me tell the
parcel mouse.
story?
He
We
is.
have guests to get to. Just let me get to the story.
Oh.
So this disembodied voice whispers in my ear.
Do not let go of the cobra, for if you do, he will be able to bite you quicker than you can pull away.
Also, sage advice.
And I'm like, oh, damn it. I'm stuck. What do I do? Now, as I'm sitting there on the couch holding this cobra, I'm at the edge of my seat. I'm holding this out there. My mom walks by with a basket of laundry, and she's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm holding a cobra." And she's like, "Okay." She's like, "Are you going to look for a job?" And then she goes in the laundry room and does her thing, right? And then my sister comes walking through and, just ignores me. And then,
Because she doesn't care.
right. So then I'm sitting there, and my human arrogance is starting to overtake me. And I say to myself, what what is this stupid voice talking about? I can move faster than this. You know, I'll stand up and I'll toss him and run the opposite direction just in case he can midair, you know, come and get me or whatever. So I do that, but I barely let go in the toss. And as he's going away, gets me on the wrist, right? So I'm like, shit. So then I am now sitting there with this cobra bite, and I'm like, Mom, this cobra bit me. And she's like, what do you want me to do about it? And I'm like, what? I'm like, can you call an ambulance or something? And she's like, ugh. So she calls an ambulance, right? And I'm like, I'll go wait on the front porch. By the way, my mother she wasn't this disinterested or unconcerned about me in real life. I know. Okay? And so I go out on the porch, and I'm sitting on the porch waiting for the ambulance. And people, they eventually arrive, and I know one of them. And she walks up, and she's like, hey, Matt, what's up? And I'm like, well, this cobra bit me. And now this time my arm is the size of a watermelon, okay? And she's like, oh, cool. And she just like unceremoniously walks past me, goes inside, and says hello to my mother, who she doesn't know in real life, okay? Uh-huh. And then I hear them cackling and they're, you know, talking and everything. Meanwhile, I'm sitting there, whatever. And then I can't, if it had an ending after that, I don't remember what it is, okay? But wait, now here's the weird part. 2 years later, my buddies and I are down visiting my cousins in Virginia. We're watching TV, and the X-Files comes on. Now, I'm not into that stuff. So I never watched the X-Files before. I never was in the room when someone had it on. I never caught a preview of it. I just didn't know anything about the X-Files. And what is the scene that we tune into just at the right time? Some guy holding a snake and some, not disembodied voice, but some like creepy old man telling him,
if you let go of it, it will be faster than you, blah, 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 blah.
And I'm like, and I stand up, I'm like, that's my dream. I had that dream. Yeah. And it was like creeping me out because I'm like, where the hell does that come from? So I had to have picked it up somewhere.
Yeah.
Right? But isn't that weird? Did you ever have anything like that?
I have deja vu dreams all the time.
Yes, deja vu, that's different though.
Yeah.
Yeah, where like I'll be going
But for you,
somewhere.
it's often deja vu, Mike, like falling down a hill or something like that. Like
that's not deja vu. That's just me being clumsy.
I know. I'm just teasing. Yeah. So yeah, but I don't know. I just thought that was weird that it was on a TV show. So and then of course, like I tried to analyze that dream.
Yeah.
The message I got was nobody's going to help me but me.
Well.
And then every time I try to, I get bitten by a cobra.
That's not what I was thinking.
What were you thinking?
I was thinking that somewhere deep inside you feel like you are not being heard.
Oh, well, that's the story of my life.
There you go.
That's not at all what I got.
What did you get?
I mean, you don't really know what you don't want to know what I thought. I'm going to make it all religious sounding because I grew up in the South.
Well, no, go ahead. I mean, who knows?
I thought this was going to be Freudian.
I thought it was.
Yeah,
me too.
I'm happy Sigmund Freud's not here. So we're doing
going to
good.
bring your mom into this, okay? Not no Freudian stuff over here. But
no, he's talking about the snake.
Oh. So I don't know. I would imagine that at that time in your life, you're probably like, you know, you want fame because you're playing music. You want to, you want to achieve fame somehow. So maybe it's saying, don't let go, like don't let that stuff get carried away from you because it'll bite you back. Than you can get away from.
Why does his get on mine?
Because that was profound. What was yours?
I'm a profound.
I'm not
kind
even
of guy.
telling you again. No, we're done.
Yeah, okay, that could be good. I mean, that's good life advice,
right? I mean, you could throw more. I could have made it a lot more religious sounding. I've heard all of the ways that you can make things that probably aren't even related to that whatsoever religious.
Well, what's the religious version?
I mean, you
of
could
that?
make that into like chasing things that are in the devil's domain, the snake, and they symbolized by the snake, and this and that, and then this. You could get really deep down the hole on that stuff. So,
interesting.
When you dream, are you always you?
Unfortunately, yes.
I am very rarely me.
Who are you?
Who are you?
Who are you?
I'm
Lady
all
Guinevere?
kinds of people. I'm male. I'm female. I'm older. I'm younger.
Really?
I'm all over the place. I'm never me.
No, I'm always me.
If I am me,
but I'm often in a heroic position.
Unless you start fighting and then you're in a swimming pool and you can't hit anything.
Oh, no, when I'm getting chased and I have a gun, I pull the trigger and it's
Nothing
such a hard
happens.
pull.
Right.
And when it finally fires, it moves slowly.
What about that sensation you get where you feel like you can swear you're falling and
Oh,
your
yeah.
arms slap the bed and everything, but
Yeah.
you're still just in bed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
happens
yeah.
a lot.
Totally.
I had a dream one time that the tree in the backyard of the house in Clarion caught on fire, and I went to get the phone, and this dream I was me, and I went and to call, and I'm like going around the house screaming, "What's the number for 911?"
That's realistic, though. You would do that in real life, though, wouldn't you?
I've called 911 many times, and I have been very calm, cool, and collected as it happens. So you can just bite me.
Have you had? I've called the police, but I've never had to call 911. Like it was never an emergency.
Oh, I've called many times.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you've had a lot of emergencies.
A lot of really dumb things. I mean, remember the other day when somebody, was it Cindy maybe? that
Hey, that's a
said-
nice intro for you, Cindy. A lot of dumb things. Remember when Cindy did?
No, Cindy said
Cindy
to
just
me, I
rolled her
think
eyes.
the other day, something about how my life is like really screwy.
Yours.
Yes. And so, no, maybe that was my stepmother.
Yeah.
That was my stepmother.
Cindy said that.
Cindy,
was not
no,
her.
It was my
I
stepmother.
can just see it now. Your life is really screwy, dude.
Yeah. No, my stepmother said that. And I said, I know. And I feel like I should write a book because some things in my life do not make sense. And I've had to call 911 numerous times.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, what was the worst situation that you had to call it for?
I had to call, well, there were two. One was my mom came running downstairs and said, Bethany, call 911. Grandma just died. And I had to call 911 and lead them there. But she didn't. But
Okay.
she did, but she didn't. She lived for a year. But it's a thing. The next one was we had a horrific accident out in front of our house.
Oh.
And Mom came in and said, I need you to call 911. I'm pretty sure this girl is dead.
Oh.
Ew.
Like girl, like child or teenager?
No, the
or-
driver.
Ew.
The car
But
was like
teenager
laying on
or-
her. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I haven't called 911 all that much.
No. All
I've
that
had-
much.
Yeah, I've
you
had
have.
it called for me, but not me calling them.
That's
Yeah.
right.
I called 911 when I had that panic attack in the car
Oh,
because I didn't know what was happening.
What was the panic attack
that's
about?
understandable.
Life,
Ah, yeah,
Well,
that'll
that's
do
also-
it.
you know,
understandable, too.
middle of COVID. You know, when you are a extroverted person
Yeah.
and then something like COVID happens and you just had a baby, so you're dealing with postpartum
Oh.
and not being able to talk to people or show off this amazing thing you just did.
Right.
Oh,
That you've waited for years to be told, you know, you were told you couldn't have kids, and then
Right,
all
and
of a
you're all
sudden-
excited. Here, I have a
and-
child. I'm
nope,
contributing
I didn't
to
get
the human
any
race.
of that. I didn't get any of that, and then I can't talk to anybody because
COVID.
you can't go anywhere.
Right.
That was like literally my version of hell. It
Yeah.
was hell. Yeah.
You know,
Oh, wow.
that was an interesting time because you really did see what people were made of,
Mhm.
you know? And there's a lot of crazy people out there.
I'm not made of very much because I was done. I was done. My husband was living his best life.
Oh, I loved
think
it.
he prays for COVID to come back.
Yeah, I don't. I think that did more harm than good. However, for me, I thrived because I liked having the battlefield basically to myself. I got to really spend time on the show. The show's numbers grew because everybody was stuck inside looking outward for things to pass. So it was a good time for
Oh,
me.
it was horrible.
I never want it to happen again, but you know, in a way, I'm glad it did. But
Now, I
also
had always
not.
said that if I ever had a child, it would be a sign of the apocalypse. And the day I gave
Well,
birth.
Why you putting that on your baby?
Yeah, right. It's like it's Satan's spawn now.
Because I was always told you can't have kids, so don't try. And then here we are.
Right.
So,
Not much. Not
they
much.
know a little bit, but not that much.
But not about like reproductive, you know, we could get in a whole thing about reproductive medicine and about the fact that people don't, it's such an underserved field.
Actually, right here.
On the
Somebody
list?
sent me, Matt.
It's in the rundown.
Will you guys ever get into talking about reproductive medicine on the show? Claire wants to know if. So this is perfect.
Now she knows. Yes, we will.
We're getting into it right now, Claire. I hope you're watching. Go ahead.
So let's talk about fertility.
Yes.
So, and let me tell you how much money I owe.
Oh.
Oh boy. So all right. So what else? What about fertility though? What? So You were talking about reproductive medicine, and did you have a point, or was that it?
I was just...
We ruined it with a joke? Okay.
We also started by talking about when she had to call 911. I don't know how we got that topic.
Because I had a panic attack.
That topic shift, though, was...
Hey, Colby, have you listened to the show?
I mean, listen, you have to tip your hat at a good topic shift, and that was an excellent.
Yeah, was it?
You got to try that around Cam sometime, see if it works.
He'll never come on the show again. I have to take him serious as a historian.
There was something I wanted to talk about. Oh.
Yeah.
I went on a field trip over the weekend.
Really? Good. With the home? The home took you on a field trip?
What home?
Okay, so who was it with, Bethany?
The crazy
This was
home.
my sister-in-law, Clarissa.
All right, and where did you and Clarissa go?
I'm not going to pronounce it correctly, but Winter.
Where is it?
It's out in Delaware.
I'm clipping that.
Near
Winter.
It looks like it says Winterthur, but that's not how it's pronounced.
Winterher? Is that it?
Winteriter.
There's
an extra T in there that's pronounced.
Winteriter.
Yeah,
Winteriter. That sounds better.
Okay,
I like
let's
that.
go
Let's
with
use
that.
Winteriter.
So it is.
Oh, Bethany's laughing at you.
That was me?
I mean, Bethany. Debbie's laughing at you.
Oh. That it's a DuPont mansion and garden.
Okay.
In Delaware, close to Longwood Gardens.
Okay.
Which was also a DuPont mansion.
Right.
And garden.
Like Foxtrap is one of his mansions, right? Foxtrap?
I don't know.
The DuPont guy?
Well, there were multiple DuPonts. There were cousins.
Where is Foxtrap?
I have no idea. I've never heard of it before.
That's the one that killed the wrestler.
Oh, that documentary they did about...
Steve Carell made a movie about it.
No, but there's a documentary about the same thing. What the hell's the guy's name? Yeah, there was this
he's a DuPont.
He was a DuPont. Was it Charles?
I don't know, but he played that role super creepy.
Yeah, well, it's this creepy guy. He's this like rich guy who was obsessed with wrestling, right? And
he hired two wrestlers, I think, or one or something, and he wanted to. I don't even know what he wanted to get him.
Fox Chase
grabbed and pulled and hurt my neck.
No, it's called Foxcatcher.
Foxcatcher. That's right. That's right. Yep. But there was something. There was a movie too, or no, I'm sorry, like a multi-part documentary about it on Netflix several years back. It was very interesting. But go ahead.
So I went there. It's beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. But his shtick, the gentleman that this version of the DuPont, he would collect. He was a collector, so he had all this furniture, and he decided 10 years before his death to make his house into a museum. So he converted everything into, he took all the bathrooms out of the house, everything. It's 145 rooms.
Wow.
And made it into a museum.
Ooh. All right.
And it's fascinating.
Yeah.
And in fact, I propose a little field trip.
I would like to go there.
Because this is, I'm not even going to tell you any more about it, and don't look it up. Because when you go through it, you're like, this is not normal. This is not how it's just it's so
what's not
bizarre.
normal, to make a museum out of your house, or to realize that was the guy's house before it was a museum?
How he did it.
Okay.
Because his whole thing was he wanted it to be educational. He wanted people to be able to tour it and learn about American history. And so he bought rooms. That's all I'm going to tell you.
He bought rooms.
Like acquired famous rooms and put them in. That's kind of cool.
Really?
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, give me, what are some of the examples?
I'm
of the
not
room?
giving
Just
you
one.
any
Give me
more
one. Give me
examples.
one. Give me one. Give me one.
Give me four. Give me five. Give me that.
Does he have the Oval Office?
No.
Does he have the number 10 saloon where Wild Bill Hickok was killed?
No,
Does he
it's
have
not that kind of place.
Does he have the cards he was holding with the dead man's hand in it?
No.
That'd be
Anyway,
really cool.
Does he have Romper Room? The Romper Room
Does
set?
he have Billy the Kid's hat?
Does he have
This is like an exercise in futility.
Doc
for
Holliday's
me.
boots?
Boots?
No.
Do you have boots?
No.
What? Name one
It's
room.
furniture. It's not like a specific room of like famous history.
Oh.
It's like buildings that were old and you can see the architecture, and so that type of architecture wasn't lost. He bought the room.
I see. Oh, that's cool.
So it's fascinating.
Yeah, we'll have to go there
Why
sometime.
are you making
No, my allergies are acting up. It's my allergies.
Mm-hmm.
And we can go say hello to Steve Byers in Delaware.
Oh, that's right. He's in Delaware.
Yeah.
You are not alone.
Poor Pete.
I am here with you.
That's a 45-year-old man singing like
great
that.
And he went with Free Willy out of all the Michael Jackson
You are not alone.
It made sense at the time.
I am here with you. I don't even really believe that you have a successful podcast at this point. You know?
He was so cute.
No, he's adorable. All right. Well, so listen, here's what we're going to do. We've got History with Waffles coming up, which is good because I'm hungry, right? Can I have
Are we
some
gonna
waffles?
actually eat?
No.
Why do you do that to me?
Did you think when you saw History with Waffles, did you think we were
I
getting
didn't know
food?
what it was. I thought there was
Oh,
food.
Beth.
And I haven't eaten all day.
That's the same face Taylor makes to me when I go to the gas station and I don't come back with candy for her.
Oh.
You didn't give me any treats? Like, well, I
No, just getting gas, Taylor.
I didn't even go inside.
Come on.
You were there.
Oh.
Look at that face.
Look at that.
That's the same
That's
face.
terrible.
Or if I get up and go to the kitchen and don't bring her back a glass of water.
Oh.
No, the
Listen
best.
to me, you whining little whelp.
That's what I feel like saying.
This is.
But I just
this
bite
is
my tongue.
Yeah.
all I have to do to get Mark to do whatever I want.
Just
Ready?
make that face. Oh.
No, I go.
And then, really? That's it?
Yeah.
I'll tell you, if Taylor made that
Blah.
noise to me, I'd
Blah,
never
blah,
do it
blah.
again. I'd be like, what are the kids calling it now? An ick?
An ick.
That'd be if Taylor did that. That'd be an ick. I'd be like, mm-mm.
No.
Yeah.
Well, Taylor is not. She's way too sassy.
No, she can.
She couldn't hold that.
Listen. She can be whiny though too, but in a cute way.
Yeah,
not a
if
bad
you
way.
if Cindy did that to me, I would just be like
0.0.
What's the line from Billy Madison when he's like, everybody here is now 10% dumber from having listened.
Listen, here's the fun part about that, guys. I'm not married to either of you.
Yeah.
I'm
Right.
married to Mark Yingling,
And
he's
Mark
adorable.
Mark says when you do that, he goes like this.
I just hate you, and I hate your ass face.
No, he usually goes, "Ugh, okay, fine.
Oh, poor Mark.
Yeah.
Well, listen, that's great. I'm so happy that Mark is
Isn't he
wrapped around your
adorable?
finger, and that is wonderful.
Isn't he cute?
He is just good
He's
for
the
you.
cutest
You are
human
so
in the
lucky.
world.
You are so lucky. You have
He's
yourself
so
an indentured servant, and
Snuggly and squishy.
that is yes, and you can cuddle with him, and everything is great. And he watches Ezra for you,
Yes.
so that's nice as well.
2 nights in a row, I'm going to get in so much trouble.
Really? How? When? What nights?
Who, what, where?
Tonight and last night.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's right. And then Saturday, you're partying with us. We'll talk about that later. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back with Charlie Watts. He's going to play some drums for us. We'll be right back.
Aren't you glad you used Dial? We are too. We'll be right back. Gettysburg's first and premier podcast about living in and visiting Gettysburg has returned from that long commercial break. Thanks for sticking around.
Long
Here's
commercial
Matt.
break with no audio. I don't know what that's. I'm going to have to figure that out there.
I like the, somebody said on here, it's us testing to see who's memorized the commercials.
Yeah. I know. Yeah,
If you
I had
can
to
recite the commercial, you get a free...
I had to re-edit them because on the second break I added a commercial for the Gettysburg Museum of History, and now I'm wondering if we're even going to see that. I mean, we'll see it, but we're going to hear it. That's what I want to know.
Thank you.
Charlie Watts, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of people are like all excited because they thought we were bringing the corpse of the late Charlie Watts from the Rolling Stones in here, and I hated to. Well, first of all, I hated to see.
Charlie Watts.
Yeah. No, I hated to see that they thought that we were that ghoulish that we would bring the corpse of a dead Rolling Stone in. But no, this is Charlie Watts, and he's got a YouTube channel called History with Waffles. In fact, he's got his own song, too, by the Walk Tallers. And they...
Here we go.
From History with Waffles, he does not play drums in the Stones.
Wow.
With Waffles, we'll just say, let's house a loaf.
It was a little on the nose.
Charlie Watts from History with Waffles. He does not play drums with the Stones. Charlie Watts. It's not History with Falafels. Charlie now joins us as we house that loaf.
All right, so we're gonna house that loaf right now. We're about to house that loaf with Charlie Watts. So Charlie grew up in Florida. His first battlefield experience was visiting a lusty with his pop. Read The Killer Angels and Gettysburg Forever. The movie changed his life and the way he viewed history. And then September 11th, 2001 happened, and he reported to basic training on September 18th. That means he joined up.
I get it.
Really quickly
Yes.
after that.
Mhm.
Various tours at aviation commands, including being selected for the U.S. Navy Blue Angels. That's pretty cool.
That is cool.
He's received some military awards. So once again, we're sitting here with someone who's far more qualified than we are
either of us
to live. 6 Navy Achievement Medals, 4 Commendation Medals, Navy and Marine Corps Medals of Heroism. He's got a YouTube channel, History with Waffles, and it began as an idea on Twitter. And our buddy J.D. Hewitt from the History Underground encouraged him to start his own channel. And because JD knows he can't be beat. He's not afraid. He's not afraid of competition.
No.
JD can't be beat. And he's got more, by the way, JD. He's got more subscribers than the American Battlefield Trust. That is great.
That's pretty big.
That is great. And we're going to find out a bunch of stuff about Charlie. Welcome to the show, Charlie.
Thanks. Glad to be here.
Very welcome. Very welcome. All right, so Charlie, Waffles. People are very confused. They're like, I don't see him with Waffles. Cindy and I were talking about it the other night. She's like, I don't get the Waffles thing. And I go, you know what would be cool is if like he's walking along and he's talking in the camera and he's like, hi, I'm Charlie, and today we're talking about the Devil's Den here at Gettysburg National Military Park. We're going to find out what it was like to fight in these boulders right behind me. And you take a bite of a waffle. Like, that would be cool.
Or a random waffle just shows up on
Yeah,
the screen somewhere.
just in the background or whatever. But you, that's actually, what's the reason? How do you get that? Where is that from?
So back in the service, I got the nickname Waffles, and it just kind of stuck. And everybody started calling me that. So I am Waffles.
No, but wait. How did you get the nickname?
Well, this is it's not a PG-13 thing, so we'll just leave it at that.
You can't make it.
Did you house those waffles?
We house those waffles.
I don't want to know now. Is it like American Pie, like type of waffle thing? Okay, good. All
Lord,
right.
no.
So, all right. So then you get the nickname Waffles. Everybody calls you that in the service, and you've carried it on through. You don't mind it. It doesn't bother you.
No, it doesn't bother me at all.
And so you decide you're going to do this. You do it on Twitter first.
Right.
What were you doing on Twitter?
So when I started out, I was actually watching JD on History Underground, and this was during the pandemic.
Mhm.
And I was stationed out in Nevada. And so I started watching his show, and I thought it was really cool. And I've always been big into history. And so I started the idea of, if I take some pictures of some things, put it out there on Twitter, maybe some people will get something from this. And so I started putting that stuff out there, and I was kind of toying with the idea of YouTube, but I was like, nobody really wants to see me out there walking around talking to myself. So
Yeah, we do.
So,
yes, we do.
I had no idea that there was even like a market for something like that. But I was watching
Well, there
JD,
is,
and
yeah.
his show was really good. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So I started doing Twitter, and I started noticing more and more people started to follow it, and they were really getting into all the history I was putting out there. And for me, that was big because I loved presenting that to people, trying to dig into the history and talk to them about it. And then I got to meet JD over here at Gettysburg last year when I came out here for the anniversary, and just bumped into him, talked to him for a little bit, and then he followed me back on Twitter and shot me some encouraging words, and we've been talking ever since. And since he encouraged me, I just went ahead and started with that YouTube channel.
He was encouraging.
Absolutely.
We need to do that more
The messages
often.
he sends me are like, when are you going to quit? Give up. You're not going to make it.
He's a real friend.
Stop. He is a real friend. I mean, I think I need to hear that, to be honest with you. And he tells me. So that's good. All right. And so you start doing them. What was the first one you did?
The video?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I don't even know. I think I was trying to do something with the wheat field. I was out there with my cell phone, just with my hand, walking around, playing around with the video. And man, I really thought I was doing something good at that point. and then I started doing a little research, and I was like, hold on a second. There's a thing called a gimbal.
Yes. Makes it a lot easier for the viewer.
Right. I can put the cell phone on the gimbal. Are you kidding me? So
Right.
I started messing around with that, and then I started getting equipment, some cameras and things like that.
So you realize though, okay, I'll put it like this. As you've been doing these videos,
Mm-hmm.
what is the one thing that you're learning that surprises you the most? Not about the history, but like about how the videos are made and how to make a good one.
I think the thing that surprises me the most is not necessarily what you think is the best.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not even when you put it together. That's
Right.
not what makes it the best.
Correct.
It's the preparation going into it.
Yeah.
And then it's the subject at the time. The videos that are most popular on my channel happen to be they're usually videos about battlefields that most people don't even go to.
Yeah.
Sailor's Creek, for
Everybody's
example.
sick of Gettysburg and all the places that everybody's gone to. Yeah.
Right. You
Yeah.
cut a video up here and you think it's going to go viral or
Nope.
something. That's just not going to happen.
Been there, done that.
Yeah.
Well, and everybody does it, and everybody thinks that okay, well, Gettysburg, everybody's just gonna put me on the map, and it's
Right.
like, no, the map's already been blotted out with
It's
ink.
there.
Yeah, but I mean, so you have to, like, say the wheat field, for example, like that's a really complicated part of this
Oh, yeah.
battle.
Yeah.
So how long are your videos typically?
To begin with, they were like 16, 17 minutes.
Right.
and
So
now
to do
they've-
that in
yeah,
a short amount of time is
not going to happen.
right.
Yeah.
So do you? What do you like to do for people that haven't already seen your stuff? How do you do your videos? Is it just you walking and talking, or do you intercut images or something?
So I fade in and out images. I walk through the battlefield, and the concept that I've been going with here is you're going to walk through the park with me.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to go on this journey together. I'm going to
Visual
talk to you.
tour.
Yeah, no, I'm going to talk to you like a friend, that you're hanging out with me, and we're going to explore this place together. And then I try to utilize some of the tools that are already out there. You got maps from Battlefield Trust, for example. You
Mhm.
can put that stuff on there.
Can you?
Yep.
You could use their maps.
stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I've
That's
always
why
been
they put
afraid
it out
to.
there.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Well, that's good to know.
And and of course, there's lots of photographs and things that you can put on your videos.
And so, how has the reception been? Are you? Look, I can give you some stats here. I know about you.
Okay.
How long? When did you start it? Last year?
July of last year.
So this is pretty good. Since July,
Mhm.
you have 194,000 total views. It's not bad at all. You have 1,450 subs. Sounds delicious. Get it?
What's a sub?
Subscribers.
Oh.
And 147 videos. That's a lot in less than a year.
That's a crazy amount of videos.
Do you shoot more than one, like what's going to end up being more than one video in...
Yeah, when I go to a place, I try to do that. I try to shoot a couple at a time.
Right.
But every single week, I'm going out there looking for something to shoot.
Yeah.
I'll hit up for example, I'll take a Civil War Trails site, a sign itself, and I'll turn that into a small video. And there's lots of signs all over the place.
They're all over the place.
Yeah.
Where do you live?
I live in a small town called Wakefield.
In
Virginia.
In Virginia.
Yeah.
Okay, Wakefield, Virginia. How far is that from here?
That's about 4.5 hours.
Oh wow. Okay, so it's way down there.
Choose Gettysburg for your first video then?
Because he said that he thought it was going to put him on the map.
No, that's not the reason.
Oh yeah. No.
It's a better answer though.
I was already here.
Okay.
And I had such an obsession with Gettysburg before this that leads to this, me wanting to do videos. Like just today, I'm only in town for today, but today I've already put together 5 different things that I'm going to have coming up about individual soldiers that fought here.
Yeah,
No.
and that seems to be where everything is going, is the soldiers'
The individual
tales.
stories.
Yeah. We were just having that conversation the other day about something else. Go ahead.
Nope. Gone.
Oh God.
But
yeah.
With your nerdiness,
all right.
Are you finding that now that you've been to these other places to do tours that you're finding this is actually a little bit more interesting. I'm actually more interested in that than even Gettysburg. I mean, not that you can top Gettysburg.
You can't top it. It's like
there is a deep rooted thing for me for Gettysburg. I mean, I found out just a couple years ago that I have a link to Gettysburg, and I didn't even know it.
Like a relative.
Yeah, like
fought here.
No, like I'm the 5th or 6th great grandson of the brother of the man that this town's named after.
No kidding.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
You're a Getty descendant.
I'm a Getty descendant.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat.
I'm not.
No, none of us are.
No.
Very few of us are. So does that get you like a key to the city or something, like any kind of perks?
Did you talk to the mayor?
I did not.
I bet you
mayor?
Rita would give you a key.
Yeah.
If you
like one of
asked.
those like plastic keys that
Yeah,
you give
she would
little
be
kids
like, "Here."
play with. Yeah.
I did visit the grave though of James.
Yeah.
That was neat.
It's pretty nice. No, it's not even a headstone. It's a monument.
Monument
to
yeah.
him. Yeah. So you say that you're open to collaborating with other content creators.
Yeah.
That would be you, Matt.
Yeah, that would be me. That would be whoever, really. I mean, right? What are you hoping to get out of that? Like, do you have ideas for collaborations, or are you waiting to see what they have?
I want to see what other people have that they want to work with me on. It's not necessarily, it has to be somebody that's got like a lot of followers or anything like that.
Right. Yeah.
I like the teamwork aspect of it in anything that I do. And when you're working with other people and their ideas come across, sometimes the best ideas come from, just anybody out there. And when they come bringing that to you, it livens things up. It changes it up, and it makes it different every single time.
Yeah.
You're going to have to make it fresh. There's no way that we can stay the same the entire time, and the audience is going to continue to tune into that.
No, you constantly have to reinvent what you're doing. And but I mean, that's good. That's evolution. That's how it's supposed to go.
Right.
But, it's nerve-wracking at times, because sometimes you're like, okay, I've been doing it this way for too long, but I don't have another idea.
Right.
So you got to keep going with what you got. And then eventually something comes along naturally. That's the thing, is like, I in my experience, when you try to make something happen, it stinks.
Yeah.
But when something comes up and it just falls together, then it can be really good and rewarding, and people will like it. So it's tricky. It's not easy. None of this is easy.
It's not. I mean, when you first start doing it, you think it's going to be easy, and then you start watching these videos, and you're like, oh, I could totally do that. And then you realize the amount of time that goes into this.
Yeah.
You're like, wow, I'm going to start sacrificing some weekends for this.
Yeah. Now, are you only going to do battlefields?
No, I'm going to branch into more types of history.
Mhm.
Right now, my forte is basically the Civil War. That's what I cover the most, because that's what I'm most interested in.
Sure.
But I also have a lot of colonial history around where I'm at right now. And the individual story is the thing that interests me the most. of anybody out
Sure.
there. It doesn't matter who it is.
I find them to be inspiring because, you know, you look at people, who were we just talking about the other day, but somebody who fought here. I can't remember, and I'm not going to waste time trying to remember, but somebody who fought here, and, you know, what he went through here was like hell.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he was wounded and lost a leg. And then
Sickles.
No, it wasn't Sickles.
Dan.
No, it wasn't Dan.
His first name was Dan.
It was not him. It was a colonel, I believe. But I don't remember. But he went on
Also
to like
named
do really good things afterwards.
Yeah.
I mean, but things that you would think it would be hard to do without a leg.
Right.
And he went and did them anyway. And I find stories like that to be very inspiring and in many ways aspirational.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. And whenever I'm sitting there going, I got a cold, I got to stay inside, you know, like I think of these guys and I'm like, they'd kick my ass with the one leg they had.
Yeah, they're the toughest, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's good to tell those stories because, and I think we don't have enough of those. Like they're regular people that do irregular things.
Yeah.
And they, then they go back to being as regular as they possibly can.
Right.
Right. After whatever they go through. And that to me is what's remarkable because I don't know if I would be able to go through any kind of war and come out functioning.
Right.
You would have to be in the USO show.
Yeah. Hello, Frisco. Yeah. No, really. I mean, I maybe in that way I could do it, but like, I couldn't. I don't know though because I'd have to get up early, and you know,
Oh my
it's like
gosh.
boot camp. You
The
still got to
things
do
he
boot
worries
camp.
about.
Yeah.
Oh, the
Getting up
USO. I'm not the USO, but you know,
So-
if I were like,
These people did this stuff for different reasons than what we do a lot
Sure.
of things today, you know.
yeah,
They're not going to these battlefields and fighting and all this stuff and signing up for it just simply because they want.
to go to college.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They are doing this because something inside them inspired them to step out on those fields and stand up for what was right at that time.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
That's why they did what they did, you know. And then afterwards, the fact, for example, Newmarket, when I was up there, I was learning about DuPont. And DuPont, after the war, comes together and he works with a former opponent at Newmarket and makes something right that went very wrong right after that battle.
What was that?
So they had burned down Newmarket Village, I believe it was. The Federal Army actually burned that village down. After the war was over with, he felt a certain kind of way about it, and he worked with, I can't remember the name of the person he worked with, but I believe it was the Speaker of the House at the time. He worked with him to get legislation approved to repay that town back for what happened there. And so that's just one of the many examples, you know, from both sides that they're working together after the war is over with to try to make something right.
Yeah.
Even in a time when a whole lot of things were not right.
Yeah. Those are the other stories that are interesting, are the people that, you know, if I got the idea, you know, it's like, I mean, I felt bad that we burned that town and the war's over. I'm going to go down there and try to make right, you know?
Yeah.
I'd be like halfway down, I'm riding on my horse and I'm like, wait a second. If I tell them I was part of the unit that burned this place to the ground, they're going to be pretty pissed at me. And I might get hanged or something, you know,
Right.
like, or shot right there on the spot. And I'm like, this might not be good. I'm not going to go. Someone else will take care of him. Right. But this guy went and he did it. That's amazing to me.
We also have to remember that these guys are closer to what I would consider hardship than we will ever be.
Oh my God. Yes.
You know, like the
Hopefully
idea, we
we'll
get
ever be.
upset about going to the bathroom in a porta potty and they had
That's true.
outhouses, you know,
Yeah.
like the concept of what is hardship.
You keep it, move it. Don't move it by the
detached.
microphone.
It's detached.
I know it's not. You unscrewed it. Just here's what you do. Let it hang there. Okay, we're gonna move around. Charlie, go ahead. Tell me another story. No, actually, I got a question for you. The movie Gettysburg.
Yeah.
So the movie Gettysburg. You see it. How old are you when you see it for the first time?
I had to be maybe 9, 10 years old.
Hold that, please. And you.
Sorry, Charlie.
Sorry, Charlie.
I was pretty young. I can't remember exactly how old I was, but I was pretty young.
And what do you remember? What it was that like grabbed you about it?
Well, the thing that grabbed me about that movie, was the story of Joshua Lawrence Chamberlain. Now, I know everybody today talks all about, oh gosh,
My boyfriend.
JLC. Everybody always talks about JLC, how he saved the entire army and all that. You know,
Jesus Lawrence Chamberlain.
Right, exactly. But through his story and the heroism displayed at Little Round Top, that really kind of stood out and grabbed me. It pulled me in, you know. And as a kid, you know, you watch this stuff and you think of these heroic big deeds that are happening on the screen in front of you, and just like, man, I got to go check that place out and see it. And when I first got here, I was full grown adult. Like I'd never had a chance to come up here and see this place. You know? And I think it was 2013 was the first time I came here.
Really?
Yep.
So
And
you've seen that since you were a kid, and you never got up here until you were an adult.
Yeah, I never had the time or the chance or the ability to do it. So,
Right, yeah, okay.
And when I first got here, I remember coming over those first hills and seeing stones and then seeing the ridge line where Buford was, and I was like, oh, man.
That's the same freaking story I have.
Yeah.
It's coming over Seminary Ridge and looking out at McPherson's Ridge. I was on a bus, 17 years old, field trip with school. I was sitting up front because I was like really into this.
Yeah.
And that view with the mountains in the distance and everything, it was a bright sunny day, and something just grabbed me deep down in my cockles, and it was amazing. That's so cool though, that you have the same view.
Yeah,
is what grabbed you.
Except this time I had kids in the back seat and a wife next to me that's going, quit acting so stupid. No, she wasn't like that.
Oh, okay.
No, she's into you being into this.
Well, she's not into the stuff, but she's definitely into me into this. You know?
Yeah,
she's
doing
really,
something.
Yeah, very
getting out of
supportive
her
this.
hair.
Yeah,
right.
And
Yeah.
she actually can relate to your story with not being able to have a kid for a long time. Too.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
You had
sure.
trouble with that too.
Oh, absolutely. You
Yeah.
know, and they told her the same thing. And 12 years later,
Does she have PCOS? This is personal, but
I'm not sure, but I definitely know for a fact that it was a long time before we could.
yeah. I'm telling you, they just assume. There's so much more science out there. But anyway, we'll get into that another time.
Yeah.
But I
No, you
and
keep
then
going.
they told me that I couldn't have kids.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was 16. That's a hard
Really?
time.
They
Yeah.
told you when how
That's real early.
Did your wife know that young?
No, this is.
So it was like late when
after
you were
we
trying.
married, when we were trying.
Yeah.
How did that? So we hear what it does for you as the man who wants to have kids. What is that? How does that make you feel? It's like frustrating, or did you think you were going to adopt, or?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, we knew we were going to be parents at some point in time, right? And then eventually we were parents because we did adopt our daughters.
Oh, you did?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good for you. Okay.
And then we had our own son afterwards, which they say
Which
that happens a lot.
Yeah.
You know?
You give up.
Yeah,
And then you
exactly.
think you're footloose and fancy free.
Right.
And
The
then-
pressure's off.
yeah.
Right.
Maybe
Yeah,
that's what it is. The pressure to
Mhm.
have one is what makes it so you can't.
And I really think that whole situation, the reason why it turned out the way it was because it was supposed to be like that, you know?
Yeah.
The family vibe, the situation that it is now is perfect. It's the best.
Great.
Yeah.
Good for you. How old a gentleman are you?
I'll be turning 43 next Tuesday.
All right. Good. Still in the good part of your 40s. What's that, Colby?
The 28th.
What'd you say? What, Colby?
You had my mic off. I have a question for him.
Okay, go ahead. Let me get the marine music ready.
Your
Go ahead.
birthday's
Get it ready, buddy. Well, you got
Mine's the 29th.
Get out of here.
you
All
were
right.
you were still stationed somewhere when COVID happened. So you were still in. When did you get out of the Navy?
I retired January of this year.
Oh wow! Well, congrats, man.
Thank you.
That's so you did. Did you do 20 or more?
More.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's a special person.
Chief Petty Officer.
20 is almost impossible for everybody to get to go beyond that. That's a move, man.
You know, it's really not that special. We have a lot of people in the service that do that. So,
well, did you? The reason I ask is because I know he went through your bio pretty quick, but I know you had a bunch of different things you were doing, and you've been in since like a few days after 9/11. So
Yeah.
so by the time I would have gotten in, you would have been well senior. But what were you doing the last few years, I guess, of the war? Were you deploying? Were you somewhere stateside doing training, or?
no, I was stateside with aviation commands. I mostly was in F-18 commands, and then I did a tour with the C-130 command. So I was dropping off. You know, we were dropping people off overseas and stuff like that. And logistic support and things like that.
Well, the only reason I ask is when I was in Afghanistan, we had a lot of F-18 support, and dude, my hat's off to the guys that are flying, the crews, everything. Having that kind of element to be able to employ at such a high in such a high level, and you can always count on them, even these after sandstorms and stuff. Man, I always like talking to the pilots. They saved my butt more times than I can count, and anybody in the crew too. So, so thanks, man, for your service, dude. That's a big deal, and to do more than 20, that's huge.
Absolutely. And you were in the. Wait, hold on 1 second. I'm sorry.
Call me, baby. Were you ever in the Marines?
I got my own theme music, man.
That's great. I like it. Were you ever in the Marines?
I love this groove too.
This is a good one, dude. It's good.
Well, the audience never knew that. Now they're brought up to speed.
All right.
This is the song that clued me into this was AI.
How's that?
Because that soulful voice in that song,
perfect.
Like, I don't know how any small group up in Pennsylvania or anywhere is going to
You got a guy singing like
that.
you got a guy singing with you like that, and you're not interested in being known.
Listen.
This is a
Listen.
What?
topic.
Pennsylvania has a lot of unsung musical
Oh,
people.
I know that.
Sure.
I see them all the time. It's true. No, no, but that's why I made up the story. It's believable.
That's the problem, is that it is believable.
Yes.
And Pennsylvania, as like people don't think of Pennsylvania as like this state where people will become famous. There's a lot of famous people from Pennsylvania.
Jimmy Stewart was from Pennsylvania.
Jimmy Stewart was related to me.
Exactly. That's my point.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's related to you, and he's from Pennsylvania.
That stutter, hereditary.
Oh, okay.
But no, Blue Angels.
Yep.
So what's that like doing that?
So I was on the enlisted team for that.
Okay.
And basically, I did the same job I did while I was in the Navy. The only difference is you are in a different uniform.
Okay.
You're in front of an audience performing, and then every now and again you get to go out and speak to.
So you like dancing and stuff?
No.
What are you performing?
So yeah, there's a lot of hand signals and maneuvers that have to be sharp in front of the people.
So you like demonstrate different hand signals and stuff?
Right.
Kind of like.
Because you're doing most of the work before the pilots even get to the aircraft. So that aircraft's ready to go, and then you do your hand movements underneath that aircraft while they're watching all the sharp military bearing.
Uh-huh.
And then when they take off and get out of there, that's when you go back to the van and
Drink a beer.
Have a burrito, and hey, no, you're not drinking beer. Grab lunch, and hang out.
Yeah.
These are things I never thought about.
Burritos?
So, no, these hand signals. I'm not educated on planes.
Okay.
So sorry. But what do you mean? What are you doing? What
Communicating.
I know, but
So if you ever watch any of the videos and you watch the people on the ground, there'll be a person standing out front, and he's called the front man. And then there are people underneath the airplane, and they're mechs. And then there's a person standing in front of each aircraft, and they are called crew chiefs or geeks. It's an old term for the when people were geeks over their cars. So the people underneath the aircraft are final checking the airplane. So what they're doing is they're looking the aircraft over to make sure nothing's falling apart.
okay.
And then they're going to release the chocks from underneath the aircraft, which is the two wooden things that hold it there.
Stoppers, yeah.
Yep. And then they run up to the front in formation, and everybody leaves the area. But all those hand signals are sending somebody something,
Yeah, some kind of message they need to know.
Right.
Right.
All right, go ahead and look now. Go ahead and come to the front of the aircraft. All right, time to make your maneuver from in front of the airplanes. Hand salute, take off.
Yeah. There's nothing left to chance in the military, is there?
No.
Until the bullets start flying, then everything's to chance.
I had no idea any of that happened.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, sure. You got to have all that stuff.
Yeah.
So you never actually got to get up there and fly around and do cool things.
No, I was in. So when you're a part of it, you get to be in the back seat every once in a while.
Oh, yeah?
So I got to take the back seat. Right.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah, that was nice.
What's it like flying in one of those things?
No, I didn't throw up. Well, when you're there, you don't fly with a G suit on, so you're fighting the G's the entire time.
Oh, really?
Yep. But they teach you a thing called a hick maneuver to get
I've
you
heard
through
of
it,
that.
keep you from passing out.
What's that? How's that work?
So you're going to squeeze your abdomen, all the muscles in your legs, your lower extremities, and you're going to hick every time that you're breathing to keep the blood from, coming away from your brain, essentially. Because if you let it go too far, it will narrow down. You'll lose color at first, and then everything goes down to a straw, and you see that small dot in front of you. And at that point in time, when everything comes back, all of a sudden you have that blood back, and your hands, you lose control of your hands, and you're like, oh, what's going on?
Really?
Yeah, if you go completely out, then your head's on the canopy. You're
right.
Yeah, you're done.
Did that ever happen to you?
No, that didn't happen.
So
to me.
you did the Hick maneuver?
Yes.
The Hick maneuver, is that what they call it?
Yeah, they call it the Hick maneuver.
And see, I don't know if I could do that. Abdomen and legs?
Wait, yeah. Let me try.
I
don't
really have any muscles in my abdomen. And my leg. And then you go what?
And then, so you're going to sit back in your seat.
Sitting back in my seat.
And just imagine that you've got these risers on that are attached to you for the parachute that's in the ejection seat that's underneath.
Right, great, yes.
And then you're going to try to stand up against the risers, which are going to hold you in place.
Okay, good.
That's going to squeeze those legs and your buttocks.
Oh, all right.
And then you're going to squeeze your abdomen. Yeah. And as you're breathing, you're going to...
This reminds me of my jiu-jitsu class.
If you do it on the ground and you feel like all the blood is like smushing up into your skull, you're doing it right.
Okay, so I do have abdominal muscles.
You sound like you're...
Yeah. On guard. No, what do they say? Not on guard. That's fencing.
Hiya.
Hiya.
Sorry, that's so loud. I didn't mess with anything, I swear. Coming in with a loud hiya. That's like the movie The Three Ninjas, dude. Hiya.
Coming in with a loud hiya.
A loud hiya. That's a. I'm gonna clip that one.
Educated guess.
All right, so you get to do that for a while now. All right, so what are you doing now, though?
So now I'm basically like a contract manager, and then I do this stuff on the side for fun.
A contract manager for what?
So just a contract manager for a tree company.
A tree company?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Like,
cool.
Yeah, cutting down trees and stuff.
I got that, but I
Okay,
wasn't
all
sure
right.
that he said tree.
He doesn't make trees.
Yeah, and I don't chop
That's
them down
God.
either.
God
make a
makes
tree?
trees.
This is seed and it goes in the ground. It's something with water.
Thank you.
All right, so now, what would you, if you had, well, I don't want you to give away an idea because then someone watching might steal it, but.
No, they can take it. I don't care.
What?
No.
No. You know
No,
how hard
that's not how
ideas
we
are to
play
come
that
by?
game.
No. You hold your ideas close to your vest. That's the thing. You got to be careful.
Yeah.
You know, so like if you're going to collaborate with somebody on something, like make sure they're, not going to be like, yeah, man, let's do it. What's the idea? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, great. And then they ghost you.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, you see on their YouTube channel, there was somebody who did that.
Oh.
A lot to a lot of different people.
Really?
And made himself a pariah around here because of that. And so you got to be careful because, But, I mean, our little circle, everybody seems to be pretty trustworthy.
That's good.
Except that JD guy.
I was going to say, except for Matt, who does AI things
AI
and
music.
makes you feel horrible about it. Yeah.
Yeah. No. All right. Well, listen. So the History with Waffles channel is History with Waffles on YouTube.
That's right.
And you've got a video coming up on May 24th that you're gonna, I guess, is it gonna be live or are you gonna upload it at 7 p.m.?
It's gonna be live at 7 p.m. so people can go in there and chat.
Wait, what's going to be live at 7
He's doing a live
Well,
video.
it's not like live. It's scheduled for that time so people can get in there and chat.
Right. So it'll be a live chat, but it's recorded.
Yeah, right.
So it's scheduled for 7 p.m. tomorrow, May 24th.
Mm-hmm.
It's a video on the Newmarket battlefield. It's going to be on his History channel or the History with Waffles channel. And you'll also be covering the Civil War Trails map about the John Wilkes Booth pursuit this weekend. That's pretty cool. Now, you're recording that or are you doing those as live streams?
No, I'm going to be recording that and just going step by step through it.
That's pretty neat.
Mm-hmm.
On your way home. Is that the idea?
No, I'm coming back up for that.
That's right, because you're going home tonight.
Yeah.
Right. Are you coming to dinner with us?
Probably not. I don't know. What time is it going to go down?
Well, it depends on how long the news goes.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
usually around 8 o'clock, a little bit after, and then we go to eat.
Right, something like that. So anyway, but you're welcome to join us if you want to do it.
Okay.
So my point is to everybody else that you need to go and follow him. So hit subscribe, do the notification bell, all of that stuff. And let's see. I know how many subs he has. 1450 right now. So I want to see that go up to 1451. all because of the one person watching in the audience. We don't get that big of an audience, so, sorry. Also, you can follow him on Twitter. It's at CWNewbie11, that is, CWNewbie, NEWBIE 11. And that's it. Charlie Watts, thank you very much for coming on. Good luck with everything. If you ever have something you want to do together, please let me know. And we'll be right back after these words,
Been
folks.
craving a Hot Pocket or a bag of popcorn? Now's the time to go and get it. We'll be right back.
Hey, Getty's Nerds, 2024. The Gettysburg Museum of History. Hey, Getty's Nerds, 2024.
Oh, okay. Well, Bethany.
Yes.
Hey, you know what? Something very exciting here. In fact, you know what? Let me just stop that for a second, because I think everybody needs to hear the new jingle for our very first. Are you ready, folks? Coffee brands. Yes. Dressing Gettysburg and Bantam Roasters are excited to present a new brand of coffee, offering to you all the AG Getty's Nerd trademark community. And here's a little jingle for it.
When you're dragging ass out of bed, the hair's on your head. You picture the 20th Maine, and you're happy once again. Fight the battle against being slow with Little Brown Top Road.
Isn't that something? So Little Ground Top, ladies and gentlemen, that is the name of our coffee, Little Ground Top. And it is, I got to tell you, it actually is delicious. Now, the coffee at Bantam Roasters is very good.
Yes, Mark raves about it.
Yeah, I'm not a coffee guy.
Yeah.
And when they became sponsors, I was like, let me try it, because I got to know what I'm talking about, right? And it was the first coffee that I tried where I understood when people go, oh, that's a good cup of coffee. I didn't need to doctor it with all sugary stuff.
Yeah.
I could just drink it with cream, and it's got its own flavors. And the flavors of Little Ground Top are cocoa or cacao.
Cacao.
Do you say cacao?
Cacao.
Cacao. Wildflowers and toasted sugar, which is what everybody thinks of when they think of Little Round Top.
They think of toasted. No, they think of you. When they think of Matt Calorie, they think toasted sugar.
I don't know why my thing is so loud. I'm sorry.
What are you doing here? What are you doing? It's a freaking... Jeez. Excuse me. Anyway, so it is launching this Saturday, May 25th.
Saturday.
Now, y'all are going to be here for the Get Out of the Car tour, of course, and other things that are going on that day. I'm sure there's a lot of stuff going on that you're all going to be here for. At some point, stop over at Bantam Roasters at 82 Steinway Avenue and get your bag of Little Ground Top. And if you use the promo code Hancock, like you always have been able to do, you will get a discount on that as well. And if you're not going to be here this weekend, don't worry. It's going to be purchasable on our website at addressinggettysburg.com/cafe. addressinggettysburg.com/cafe or Bantam Roasters. You can get, and it's going to be on the shelves at Bantam all the time, so you don't have to just get it this weekend. If you're not here, your next visit to Gettysburg, make sure you come in, you go to Bantam Roasters, and you say, I want my Little Ground Top, and I want it now.
What's that site again?
It's addressinggettysburg.com/cafe or cafe if you were French. So one more time. I'll give you our beautiful jingle that you're all going to be singing next week.
When you're dragging ass out of bed, the hair's mussed up on your head. You picture the 20th Maine, and you're happy once again. Fight the battle against being slow with Little Brown Top Road.
Gettysburg's first and premier podcast about living in and visiting Gettysburg has returned from that long commercial break. Thanks for sticking around.
Yeah.
Here's Matt.
Thanks for sticking around, ladies. So I don't know what's going on. I made new commercial breaks yesterday.
And he forgot to add the sound.
No, we played it. That's what you. So during the break, when you heard like the beginning of a couple of commercials, that's what you were hearing. Was we were playing it on the computer, and it was coming through the computer. There really was no reason why it shouldn't have been audible. It just could have been a glitch when I loaded it into the thing, but whatever. I'll figure it out, and it'll be fixed by next week. So, yeah, yes. I know people can't live without the commercials.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be doing new commercials because they're really old.
We're getting some questions about how you came up with the name Little Ground Top.
Colby came up with that. And I was so...
That was self-serving.
Are we getting some questions?
We're not. Colby.
You are, right here. Wait, hold on. James D. Little Ground Top, brilliant name. I just suited the opportunity.
That wasn't a question. How did you come up with it? That was far from a question.
If I could just have a job where I just help people name things all day, I think I'd kill it.
No, you would not, because I play trivia with you, and your solution to the
but that's the greatest. Listen, that was three. It was 3 of the letters we needed. 2 of the letters we needed. I was close.
Oh.
But
yeah,
quick
the
tips.
thing about coming up with good names is you don't have to be 100% right. You just got to get the feel, you know.
Well, what pissed me off about Little Ground Top was it's so obvious, and I was agonizing for months trying to come up with a name, and I couldn't come up with one. And he's just like, "What about Little Ground Top, dude?" And I was like, "Oh my god, you ass!"
Well, he came into the studio like, I don't know, 4 or 5 times, and it would always be like one of the last things we would talk about. Is I'm wanting to do this. I'm trying to get this going. This coffee, we have this whole thing going on, and I can't. I'm thinking about this name and this name. So one time, me and Tommy, it was the 3 of us sitting in there, and he's like, "What do you guys think? Give me some names, you know." And Tommy didn't have anything ready to go.
He said Gettysburg coffee.
Yeah, something straight up like that, you know. And Tommy's a numbers guy,
right?
But I just happened to throw it out there. I was trying to think like pun on a word, and Matt's eyes got the size of saucer plates.
Yeah, and they started to tear because I spent months trying to figure that out, and
I'm glad I could help out, man.
I'm glad you could help out too.
You know, that's what we do around here.
Yeah, and that was what was that, last spring?
It's been a while. It's been a long time ago.
This has been in the works for over a year.
It had to have been close to a year ago that happened. You might have still been in our studio.
We were in your studio when that happened. Yeah. No, but I mean, we came up with this idea in the fall of 22, I think. And I talked to them, and we wanted to start working on it in January of 23. But life, gets in the way. And it's hard to keep going with things and stuff. But he gave me 2 blend samples. He gave me 6 bags, 1 of each. And I paired them off and gave them my coffee drinking friends, and they all agreed on this blend. So this is Little Ground Top.
I gotta try it. I'm excited, man.
We got a bag of it. We liked it. Yeah, we used it in our French press.
French press. Use a French press.
Our Francais presse, which is of course French for French press.
I thought it was French for bench press.
No, actually, it should be.
Yeah, no, brah.
There you go. Wait, it's she's right. It was the Yanabra one. Let's go to the
it
gym
should
and
be
get
the
you fit.
Yanabra, yeah. The intro's too long. Yanabra. Yanabra.
A remix.
When I turn 60, I swear to God, I'm going to the gym.
All right. So, Little Ground Top is coming to a theater near you. And by the way, it's real. So if you go to the website now, you're not going to see it because it's launching on the 25th. Yes. So we're putting the final touches on the website. Nothing spectacular. It's a page on our website called AG Cafe. You can go in there. If this goes well...
There's a sound when you pull up the webpage?
There was no sound.
I thought you were going to make the sound. For those of you who are just listening to the audio-only version, Bethany's like, is there a sound? And she picks the coffee mug up and then takes the daintiest... I thought she was going to go like...
I was laughing and couldn't get it to come out. And now I pulled the muscle on my side.
There's no sound, no.
Bethany, you laugh and you hurt yourself, man.
I am so pathetic.
Maybe later there will be a sound, but right now there's no sound, and there's only one item. And so it's not that much of a cafe that we have. However, it takes you to Bantam Roasters, and you can place the order there. and they will ship it out to you. And you can also look at other things that they have on their website and purchase some stuff from them as well.
Does this help you out if we go get it from the store? Does it also?
It helps me either way, and I'm trying to, in vain, I think I'm trying to come up with other sources of revenue so that I can finance some videos that I want to produce, and so probably at the realistic rate that people will be buying this coffee, 2074, I'll probably be able to make my first series of videos. By that point, everybody here will be dead. So yeah, but that's the idea. Well, that and other things, but yeah. So there we go.
But
it helps the show either way.
I'll be a customer. I'll get some this Saturday.
Listen, I'm telling you, it's actually really good. If again, I'm not a coffee drinker, so that I liked it is, a plus.
I've always found it surprising about you that you're not a coffee drinker. You strike me as a coffee.
Let me put it like this: I drink coffee.
He is a coffee drinker.
Right.
He doesn't
I'm
necessarily...
not a coffeeist.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I have one thing that one brand of coffee that I make every day, and that's
Folgers.
Outside. Actually, it would probably be Folgers if it wasn't for my wife. But I get used to one thing, and then that's really all I want. I don't like getting the fancy coffees. We talked about this before.
So what is it?
Chock full of nuts.
Oh, what's the
Maxwell House.
she gets the blonde roast, the Starbucks blonde roast.
Starbucks.
So that's what I drink.
Gotta love the Bucks. First of all, Starbucks is disgusting. I'm sorry. It tastes like they burn it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It's not just me.
No, they do.
When you
They
make it
do?
at home, though.
Yeah, that's the thing.
When you
That's
make
their
it at
thing.
Home, though, it's good.
That's their
That's why it tastes that way.
thing, but I don't like it.
I don't like that at all.
As a former barista, I will tell you that you only have so many seconds before you get the thing to come out of the machine, and then can add the milk before it goes bad and bitter.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Wow.
Can you talk about how funny the name barista is for the job position. It's such a fancy sounding name. No other restaurant position has that name. You know what I mean?
Like the bathroom attendant's not called the toiletista or something like that in a fancy restaurant. It's just the bathroom attendant.
You could be this gourmet at some 5-star Michelin
They call you
restaurant.
the cook.
Or the chef.
Yeah.
If
you're lucky, they'll call you the chef.
Barista sounds fancy.
Yeah, it does.
I
always
not
thought
fancy.
It was barista.
I was asked to not
barista.
come back.
You were asked to not come back?
No, so when I worked at Borders.
Yeah.
Cafe.
You worked over at the cafe.
No.
Uh-huh.
I would fill in at the cafe because I was the manager.
Yes.
So I would fill in when we needed it. And I was asked by the employees of the cafe who I was covering for to not come back.
Really?
Yeah, because they had to clean the whipped cream off the ceiling.
Just tell them to go long for a pass.
No, you know how when you do it and you're too close to the thing and it goes. Yeah, well, it was in my hair. It was dripping down the lenses of my glasses. And
I wish I'd seen that.
It was pretty hilarious. It was. But I was asked to not. They were like, this is very helpful that you let me have a lunch break, but please don't ever do that again.
Yeah, right. Is the Times article in the news today? Are you doing the... No? Okay.
The what?
What Times article?
Never mind then.
No, yes, it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, did you ever imagine what would it have been like if Jim Morrison sang a song about us?
Oh, I'm ready to hear
No,
it.
but I bet you that there's something called AI that is going to allow us.
Oh, sorry, wrong thing.
This is AG. Listen with me. This is AG. Matt and Bethany. AG.
They are the coolest cats. They wear so many hats.
AG. House alone with them and me.
Wow. Thank you, Jim.
That Zen is
great to hear your voice again.
And now, all the news that's fit to print and a good deal that's not. Here's AG Today's lead anchor, Bethany Yingling, with current events and sidewalk conditions.
The Gettysburg Planning Commission is moving forward on a major zoning overhaul. Will it change the image of Gettysburg?
The hearing of the Gettysburg School District logo happened on Monday, and just you wait to hear the argument.
The new Gettysburg Welcome Center could begin construction on its new building as early as this fall.
Finally, addressing Gettysburg is recognized by the local community. Great job, Cindy. All this and more on today's news.
Why did it seem faster this time?
It was fast.
Yeah.
No, you guys
I
are
think you
slower.
sped it up.
No.
You sped it up.
We did that.
You're
We
reading
slowed
like
it
you're
down
reading to a little kid. You're like,
because we always finish too soon.
In
yeah.
Matt's defense, it would have sounded weird if it would have been speed. It would have sounded higher pitch.
Yeah. This is the same speed it's always been.
And now, all the news that's fit to print and a good deal that's not. Here's AG Today's lead anchor Bethany England with current events and sidewalk conditions.
Conduct them, bro. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Wait, I lost one.
Can we get to the news?
Yes, let's do that.
Thank you.
I have a story before we get started.
All right, go ahead.
Since I myself have been a victim of this, I wanted to bring it to people's attention. So Scarlett Johansson was in the news today because
You were not alone.
All right, sorry. Skojo was what?
Was in the news today because her voice has been stolen by ChatGPT. So the AI company requested that
you're a victim of this?
Yes, I was a victim of AI conspiracy, and so I wanted really hard to let people know that there is a support group being formed for those of us that have been wronged by AI.
No, but is this true though? Her voice was stolen.
So she was asked to. They have 5 voices, and one is called Sky.
Right.
And she was asked to be the voice of Sky because she was in that movie.
Sky Runner.
She.
Was
it her or she? Where she plays the AI voice that Joaquin Phoenix falls in love with.
Oh, her.
Her. And
she.
Was it she or her?
No, it's her.
Okay.
It's her.
And it was a female pronoun. So she was asked to do this. She said no. But then this voice of Sky came out and her own family couldn't differentiate between her and Sky. Now today it was announced that she was like pressing,
That movie came out a long time ago.
But what happened was now the company, GPT, whatever, ABT, has said that here's the actress that we actually had. So it's not Scarlett Johansson.
And it sounds
it's
just like her.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, she didn't know that?
Well, I think it's kind of convenient that,
So in other words, they're saying, no. We had this actress who sounds like you.
Who we
and then they're
actually
like,
asked
tell them,
first.
Julie, you had the role. And Julie's like, yeah, it was me.
Yeah, exactly. And who now they're saying they actually asked this actress first before they approached Scarlett Johansson to be the voice of Sky.
That's a little suspect.
Call shenanigans.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, Scarlett Johansson, can you please play Pete?
Yeah, go ahead. Scarlett Johansson.
I just want you to know that I'm with you, girlfriend.
You were not alone.
I myself have been a victim of AI.
With you.
And I want you to know that we're here.
Though we're far apart.
We're here for you here at AG today.
You were not alone.
Whereas Scarlett Johansson never has to work with a person who fooled her. I am weekly being approached by my abuser.
By your abuser? Oh my gosh.
Oh, God, Beth. I mean, geez. One prank. All right. What else is in the news?
Go ahead, Sin.
Well, do you want to talk about the Planning Commission?
Yeah, let's do that one
All
first.
right, so we'll do that one first. So the Gettysburg Planning Commission is moving forward on a major zoning overhaul, which will change the image of Gettysburg moving forward. The plan is in phase 2 of 3, which includes Planning Commission consideration. Phase 3 is to seek borough council approval. So a few things. The new proposal allowed many more land uses than the existing zoning and would allow more development.
No.
The new plan would eliminate the Elm Street overlay. So there's all of this talk. Only the historic district and the floodplain overlays will remain. The former maintains the historical character of the borough, and the latter helps provide best practices that minimize damage to properties. So it says that the existing Old Town area would be reduced in size, but that the new revitalization district would allow for new, denser housing development. So they shrunk down what's considered Old Town in Gettysburg.
No!
The plan.
But did you hear what she just said? Denser housing development.
Yeah. No! So the plan facilitates a mix of housing types for a mix of incomes.
I'm not dressing as Santa Claus.
Different types of commercial districts that will incorporate
No.
mixed
Definitely no way I'm dressing up as Santa Claus. Yes.
And allowing for additional opportunities for industrial development. The plan now goes to public comment stage. There's time. It's very easy to misconstrue development. There is no high-rise development planned, but there is increased development opportunity. So then there was a separate article where they reached out.
I don't think so.
Where they reached out to somebody on the planning director, John Whitmore, and he gave his thoughts on the whole plan. Here is the issue that we are going to probably run into. So one of the things that I had brought up before on the news is that building, the 7-story building.
Yeah.
That would include a 9-acre revitalization district north of town along Carlisle Street, which would allow currently underutilized areas to have additional density.
Mm-hmm.
No!
It also increases the maximum building heights in the district to 72 feet, which would allow that project to move ahead.
Right.
Chattanooga.
He did not say he couldn't elaborate, I guess, is what they're trying to say here, whether it applied to the whole district or only that one parcel of land or that one area around that parcel of land, and how high you would have to go before it would move back.
How high, Ridge, I could not tell.
That landed.
Nobody knows that
There's
movie.
all kinds of wise tales out there.
Go ahead. So
the existing moving on, the existing general commercial district, which allows for commercial activities including automotive businesses, will be kept and applied to Steinway Avenue.
Meaning?
Like down through the battlefield?
No, because it eventually becomes Emmitsburg Road.
Yeah.
But you can now, it will change. It will add to the type of activities that can be considered zoned in commercial along Steinway.
You know what they're setting up for?
Axe throwing.
No. Bringing back brothels.
That's better than axe throwing.
No. Now, the one example that they brought up was buses. So I don't know if...
Like parking for buses?
No, businesses that would
run... got it.
That would maybe run buses?
Right. Okay. All right. Maybe I'm not so much... I think I know where this is going.
It encourages less development of off-street parking with fewer parking mandates and designs that incorporate parking into the structure itself.
But
are you hearing what I'm saying?
I mean, I sort of
buildings that maybe have a parking garage on the lower level, like the Penny's does.
Yes.
So, if you build a building,
you can have a parking garage
underneath it.
Yeah.
In what used to be the historic district.
Right.
Just saying.
Well, so I know, people who've owned property in town, and some of them live, in a part of the town that was a farm during the battle. Mm-hmm. Yet it's in the historic district, and in order to change their curtains, they have to talk to the Historical Architectural Review Board and go through all these hoops, and you're told what color paint you could use. So I think maybe the historic district was maybe spread out a little too far.
Well, so they are asking them to be more involved. Actually, Harb.
They're asking Harb to be more involved.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not saying they wouldn't, but I'm just saying that they're shrinking what's considered the historic district might be good for some people. Like I'm thinking of East Middle Street, past Liberty.
Mm-hmm.
Those houses weren't there.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's all historic district, but I think part of it is up to a certain house.
Up to a certain part, I think.
Yeah, something like I'm not totally sure because I don't, of course, see these stories ahead of time, so I can't do any of my own due diligence, which is the point. But yeah, so I don't know. Okay, well, you know what? Things change, and that's a shame.
I'm just saying, please watch. Please, like if this concerns you or if it excites you,
doesn't excite me.
Please pay attention to it.
Yeah, well,
it's going to be a big change.
It's important to pay attention to, especially the planning committee meetings. I mean, they're every month, so it's important if you have any vested interest. We do have the Borough of Gettysburg zoning map, the one that they're proposing, so we can post that link in the comments.
There you go.
Of the show, so that they have that.
But this will affect the. We've talked about zoning a lot. I bring it up a lot because I'm annoying about it, but I've had zoning that has affected my life and the way it does affect you, whether you think about it or not.
What happened with you?
Right. Like in my hometown, there was a house that was considered historical.
Right.
That they changed the zoning on and literally tore it down in the middle of the night. I went to school in the morning and it was gone.
Really?
Yeah.
That's efficient.
Yeah. Just because they changed the zoning.
Well, they made it so that the school could use it. So I've talked about zoning in regards to the library, and I've talked about zoning in regards to parking, and I've talked about zoning in regards to that high-rise building next to the train station.
Right.
So just be aware that
there's a lot of
it
zoning
affects a
changes
lot
happening.
of things happening.
Yeah.
And if you were upset about the land that was Camp Letterman being developed, that's zoning.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It does seem like, I was talking to somebody the other day. We were talking about how people who live here in Gettysburg, there's like a sense of like we have to protect it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we're slacking on that. This sounds to me like, that place where the 7-story building's going to go is just an ugly, desolate parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
But why does it have to be a 7-story building? And why does it have to be, what was it going to be, apartments or something like that?
Yeah.
We got enough people here.
They're claiming that we do not have enough
they're
housing.
saying we need more housing.
Yeah, but that's just because they want to make more money. Look, there's I think I used this before on a show. There's a line in an Eagles song, and when you call someplace paradise, kiss it goodbye, because everybody goes there and ruins it.
Well,
and so I think we're allowing this place to be ruinable, and that I think it's unimaginative if this is the only way people think we can expand the tax base. And if this is the reason for doing it. I don't know. I don't know anything about this stuff. I'm not an expert on that stuff, but I'm like, okay, let Strabane Township continue ruining itself out on 30 with all the development and everything like that. But let Gettysburg at least keep its integrity.
There's a charm to this town that I think people forget.
Right, they take for granted.
Yeah.
They think it'll always be here, but
It'll
this
always
is
be
opening the door to ruining that.
more things.
But you know what? There were things here before that were what we would consider abominations. Especially on the actual battlefield and also in town as well, that are gone. That National Tower, it's gone. People couldn't stand the look of it. I never got to go up it, so I don't know. But like, I thought it was kind of an eyesore, and it's gone.
Yeah.
All right, fine. Someday, the mistakes that we will make in development due to these decisions will be undone by a future generation that will say, no, these are horrible. These are ugly, or whatever the case may be. And, maybe we can undo it. Maybe. I doubt it, but hopefully.
We'll see.
Yeah.
But
also, let me just say, with what I just said there, I really wasn't paying attention to what you guys were saying, so I don't really know the story.
We kind of got
I'm
that.
sorry. I was catching up on comments and things.
All right.
Okay.
All right. The next one I have is
Hello, Beth. Hi,
yeah,
Beth.
Yeah, sorry.
Jesus
My
Christ.
brain just totally stopped.
I think what we need to do is have the music looping in the background the whole time so that you quicken the pace.
No.
Stop with the quickening.
It happened. There was a tractor trailer that overturned, going from 30 onto Route 15, and it was going southbound. And it at 1 p.m. it got on to Route 15, and it was full of mulch, and then it just whoop over onto its side. No one was injured,
but three high school punks were in a convertible right underneath it, and they said, "Oh no!"
Yeah, no, it was mulch.
And then Marty McFly got away on a skateboard,
and he did. But it.
So is there just free mulch on the side of the road right now?
No, I don't think so. The roadway is open and everything seems to be okay. But I was just like, I mean, it must have just gotten away from him. Is all I can say. Is that he was turning? I mean, because it's not a very,
Yeah. Makes me think of that video.
It's a very gradual on ramp.
This is what we always talk about, though, with these accidents. When you see the cars afterwards, you're like, how the hell did that happen?
Yeah, it's just like neatly laying on its side.
Y'all ever see the video of the semi-truck driver that fell asleep driving?
I've seen a couple of those.
Well, the one I see, I think he lives, from what I understand, but I think he even flies out of the truck, and it doesn't seem like it's that crazy of an accident. Like it's like what you said, like he hits this curb, it kind of starts wobbling the truck, he's fishtailing, and then on his side, and he's just tumbling around the inside of this. It's crazy, but those guys, man, they drive, they have their logbooks for a reason, like that. Yeah. And some of those companies, in all honesty, some of those companies don't really abide by you got to have 8 hours after so many hours driving of sleep, and they kind of push you to break the rules.
Well, I know somebody who used to manage a fleet for, I won't say what company, but and he said that they would try to get him to get the drivers to skip their breaks and all that stuff, and he's like, no, because if something happens, it's my ass, not yours.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't do it, but yeah.
When I was working in oil and gas, there was a few companies out there that would have guys keep multiple logbooks.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so they would just be driving like crazy hours.
Like the
Because you have to have, if you get pulled over, which you can get pulled over for any reason, they can just stop you to check your logbook. You have to have your logbook up to date up until like whatever part of the trip you're on.
Right.
And so they would just keep multiple logbooks. And if one ran out of hours, they'd make another one and kind of whiff the hours so they could be driving still.
I can't even imagine that. First of all, I've gotten to the point where I'm so tired all the time that driving into York, I'm falling asleep.
Sounds like you need some little ground top.
Sounds exactly.
How about that for a plug,
Thank
man?
you. Thank you.
What
You
I
need some
need
little
is
ground top.
A vacation.
Yeah, listen.
Little ground top's a vacation for your taste buds.
Exactly. Thank you, Colby. That's very good.
Put me on the publicist team, man.
I will.
The hair's mussed up on your head. You picture the 20th Maine, and you're happy once again. Fight the battle against being slow with little brown top bro.
Yeah.
How's
All
that
right.
loaf?
How's that loaf? No, she doesn't house the loaf.
This lady's classy.
Yeah. This stays. Yeah. She stays classy.
No loaf's getting housed over here.
No, she's not a loaf houser.
I have to ask you, Matt. Do you have enough sound bites of Cam? You think we could make an animated cartoon with his voice as the main character?
Oh, well, I've got hours and hours of stuff that I haven't even put on here.
I think that's a project we should work on.
All right, well, let's do it. He'll love that. All right, what else?
So the Gettysburg Library subdivision plan near the YWCA is moving forward. Land use plans may be presented at the commission's June 17th meeting. So that's when the next meeting is, and it's going to be presented there. So that's great that they're moving on to their next step.
All right, the library moving on to its next step.
And then at the same meeting, the commission gave conditional approval to the Gettysburg Welcome Center on Baltimore Street based on an expected future rezoning. The existing building will be demolished. Whitmore said money from the U.S. Congress would allow for construction of the new building, and that construction may begin as early as this fall. There's also something for a special exception that they're looking for But that's also tabled until the June 17th meeting. So a lot going on there.
All right.
Also at that meeting.
Go ahead.
Do you have anything on that? So a decision on the miniature golf course was also, being built by Getty's Golf. So that's happening. 533 Steinway Ave between KFC and McDonald's. Decision was resolved around landscaping, utility, easements, and sidewalks. So the discussion ended in favor of not requiring a sidewalk on the property. So they do not need to have one.
Put him in the cell with a long hose on him. Put him in the cell with a long hose on him.
And then the board moved to accept the consideration of a land development plan at is it Spectra Cody?
I think so.
Is that how it's said? At 301 East. What?
Spectacularity.
Okay.
I don't know.
At 301 East Water Street. So this is in addition to an existing industrial site, which has been there for quite some time. It's a paper chemical coating solutions company, but so they're reviewing the application for acceptance is essentially
You should say that like 5 times fast. Paper, what did you say?
Paper chemical and coating solutions company.
Wow.
I mean, that's a Star Wars mouthful right there.
I don't get that.
That was good.
I don't get it.
So our favorite human.
Yeah, me.
No, Kirsten Dunst is back in
the
news.
What's she up to nowadays?
Because that the hearing that
happened.
Cindy told us about last week.
Yeah,
happened.
Yep, it happened.
This the lady with the school and
Yep.
the
Yes.
logo?
Yep. All right, what'd you do?
So they had the hearing, and apparently it was quite contentious.
Oh.
Which always makes me happy.
Yes. What else?
So, as you all know, this lady with her LLC, Kirsten's Kids, is trademarked the Warriors logo and is attempting to sell apparel using that logo and charging the school a fee for use of the logo.
Right.
So it went to court.
Clever. All right. What do they say?
So, citing first use, the district claimed that the logo was then put on T-shirts and helmets the same year for an upcoming football season, the year that it happened. So the year that it was created in 2012, they put it on their uniforms. So therefore, it is theirs. They used it first, and there is a precedent for using that first use.
The school.
For using
something first.
First,
right?
That it is yours.
Yeah, the school.
Okay.
The school used it
Yes.
first. Like when you use a certain term to describe your listeners.
Yes.
And then someone comes along and tries to use it for something else.
Exactly like that.
Yes, exactly.
Did something happen?
Yeah, something happened.
You'll have to tell me about it later.
I will tell you later.
Dems, however, countered that, told CBS 21 on Monday and during the hearing that the logo she trademarked and the district's logo are different entities altogether. And I quote, so the difference would be within the styling of the letter itself, which is a W. The trademarked version is simple, and the Gettysburg Area School District logo that they're currently displaying has some kind of rough edges. The arms don't extend on both sides of the G, and there is only one to the left within the arrowhead.
Well, then where does she get off trying to charge the
Right.
district for using something
Yes,
she's not, they're
exactly.
not using?
Oh, it gets better.
Yeah, you forgot.
Now, the article does concede that when you look at both logos, there are differences that can be seen that she calls out.
Okay. So then what is the issue
the
here?
whole point then?
How are you charging them?
So remember how I reported back in November that the district in November decided to actually vote a resolution during their board meeting,
right.
so that it could kind of nip some of this in the bud, and it didn't. The logo, so she's countering their first use.
So she's saying they didn't use it first.
They didn't use it first because it wasn't official because it didn't happen until November of last year.
No, but that's not.
No.
First use is not when you said it was official.
No. Dems then used the resolution, which by the board on November 6, 2023, to state a fair use of the logo. As she claims, the resolution gives permission during that resolution to use the logo so long as you are a member of the Gettysburg School District community.
No, but that means you currently have a student enrolled. It doesn't mean that you live in Gettysburg. Well, actually, you pay taxes.
So she is claiming that being an alumni of the Gettysburg School District and with her company's board consisting of other alumni, Demps implied that she was within her right to use the logo.
But again, she's citing it's a different logo.
Right.
So
she's undone her whole freaking thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yes. Currently, Demps still has merchandise using the trademark logo available for purchase via the website. While the hearing presented evidence on both sides in closing arguments, the presiding judge says that a decision will be made later by the Secretary for the Department of State.
Well, so then, okay. So then I'm correct in saying that Gettysburg High School, right, the Warriors, they could trademark their logo now
because claims
it's
that
different.
it's different.
Because it's different.
So what is this? What
the
is
hell is she
doing?
talking about?
So she's trying to refute all of their arguments by what I see as refuting her own argument.
Right.
So I'm not quite sure. Like, I think a judge was if I were the judge, I would have been like, I'm just gonna defer this to the Department of State because I don't even want to deal with you, crazy lady. So that's probably why he didn't make an official decision.
So is she just trying to be able to, is she still wanting to charge the district for their use of it, or is she only wanting to create her own?
She didn't mention that in the thing.
Right,
So
because
now
that's
she's
what
just
it
saying that she wants the apparel.
Because she knows she's wrong.
But my question is the Gettysburg School District logo so sought after that she thinks she's going to make any money off of this? Like, who's buying that?
Oh, well, if you go and slap that logo on something and put, soccer team, put softball team, put whatever you want to on it, the parents are going to buy it.
Yeah.
100%.
Okay.
And there doesn't even have to be, if it looks like it, they'll buy it.
Yeah.
So yeah, she does stand to make money. So if she's just going after that because she's like, well, forget this. I don't need to even go after them for money. I'm just going to say it's a little different and be able to sell my own stuff.
Yeah.
But there are companies that do this for all things.
Absolutely.
I mean, Mark with his nerd thing for Iron Wind Metals, they make the little miniatures.
Yeah.
Well, now people have 3D printers. And so they're 3D printing copies of the miniatures that Iron Wind Metal sells and selling them.
Yeah.
And that is
which is illegal.
But if you don't know that and you go looking for a certain battle mech to play your next game of Battletech and that's the cheapest one that comes up, you're going to buy it.
No, I know.
Now, I bet you if you go
I think, though, that here is the biggest piece to take away from this is that, she was saying that she wants to use this money for good and take the money that the school district was using and allocate it to what she felt was proper, right?
Yes.
So now none of that is important anymore.
No, of course not, because that's never what it was.
I think the idea of I want to do what is good is still in play, but now the tune has changed to instead of taking it from the district, she's selling the merchandise to get the money to do those things.
I'm the happiest girl in the whole USA.
Who is that?
Sounds like
Mike Lentz.
That's 6 questions.
Yeah.
So,
you calling, Mike.
A happiest girl in the whole USA.
So doing good. You were saying doing good is still in there.
Yeah, so
but
I
now
think her idea is that because I'm doing this good thing, you are going to buy this apparel. You are, in order to support this good thing I'm doing,
but what good
buy
thing?
This apparel.
Does she say what good thing?
I think
it's still the idea of, I think, after school care.
She sounds like the lady
for her daycare. Unreal.
She sounds like she's fishing for a national news story.
No, she's
it
fishing,
has been national.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
and
it
she's
has
fishing
gone
for
national.
money for her to get these programs in place to push them towards her. I mean, let's
be real.
Yeah.
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 If
she didn't own
like
a child care
altruistic.
company, I would say, okay, what are we doing? What's the good thing the good deed you're trying to do?
But see, she has never once mentioned I have a child care place.
No, I know. The only way we know is because they published the name of her company.
Yeah.
Wait, she never said that?
No.
No.
It's only been published
It's
in
for
the articles.
after-school
because-
programs and
yeah.
childcare. Never
Shocking.
once mentioning that she's the childcare.
That's what she wants to allocate the money towards.
So anyway,
She wants her business to make
it's
some more
been
money.
very exciting.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's the latest. So we'll have to see what the Department of State says.
Wow. That is something there. Mike, what is that from when you singing that song?
I'm the
He's not in here right now.
happiest girl in the whole USA.
It's got real prayer.
That's a thing right there.
I don't remember what that's from.
Go ahead.
Well, that's all the news I have.
Oh, I have one more news item.
No.
All right. Okay.
This is coming out of Overbrook, Kansas. A Civil War era cannonball has been removed by the Topeka bomb squad.
Well, that's your
on
neck of the
Tuesday.
woods there, Dustin.
The Overbrook Police Department was called around 3:30 p.m. to a home. I just can't imagine that. On the 400 block of Walnut, someone reported finding a possible explosive device. When officers arrived, they discovered what appeared to be an antique cannonball in a flower bed outside of a home. So somebody put it there. That wasn't just
That's what, like a newspaper weight or something?
Yeah,
Or-
the County Fire District for Overbrook and Michigan Valley, along with the Kansas Fire Marshal and the Osage County Sheriff's Office, responded to the scene to assist Overbrook police. The cannonball was determined to be from the Civil War era. The Topeka bomb squad was called, and they safely removed the cannonball. And thank the sweet Lord, KSNW, the Overbrook, Kansas news place, added one final line to this article. No one was hurt.
Oh, thank God.
Yes.
So there is another very important piece, and it goes a little like this. So beyond the mic, Matt is a fervent
What?
Gettysburg ambassador
What is
and
This is the
community
article about you.
partner. He enthusiastically promotes local businesses.
Why are you whispering it?
Nonprofit. I'm not whispering it.
Shout it from the rooftop.
Yeah, louder.
Nonprofit organizations, events, and opportunities. He embraces these entities to highlight education, attract visitors, support our economy, and showcase all things Gettysburg for the benefit of all. Main Street Gettysburg is proud to join Addressing Gettysburg's ever-growing network. We're excited to share Matt Callery's passion project to connect followers, partners, visitors, and locals to this beloved place we call home. And the best part of this project is that it's shareable. So you can follow.
That's right.
Mr.
Addressing
Matt.
Gettysburg. That's the
Thank
length
you
of
to-
the article?
No.
Oh.
That's just the end of it. You can check that out in the Gettysburg Times. It's called Addressing Gettysburg. It's a passion project. It was written by Jill Sellers from Main Street Gettysburg, and she did an awesome job.
Yes. Comparing me to a 15-year-old. I'm gonna tease her about that.
Oh,
Yeah,
but
I just teased. No, it was very nice.
It was
But you
very
made the
nice.
newspaper.
I did, and I had no idea it was going to happen. I knew it was coming, but yeah.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Oh.
No, it was nice. Yeah, we had lunch and talked about everything, and then she
Good
wrote
old
that
Jill.
article. It was a very nice article. Thank you very much to Jill Sellers for doing that.
Yeah, that is
And
nice.
I talked to her too about coordinating with Main Street as well and the show here and all that stuff. So we'll figure out what we can do, and it'll be a lot of fun. So yeah, thanks to that. That's in the Gettysburg Times. Is that available online free, or do you
Yes.
have to be a member?
Yeah.
Oh, they stopped doing membership, right?
No, you have to pay.
You do?
Mhm. I just paid for it.
So,
I thought I'd
mean,
read some articles.
I've been able to
You
read
can get
articles.
3.
Oh, okay.
Well, every time I pull up maybe I should say.
You use a different account?
No,
don't
I
say
don't.
that.
I don't.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
saying they'll
It's based
change
off
it.
your
It always
IP
says.
address.
It doesn't matter. I use the same computer all the time or the same
okay.
phone, and it always says
Choose
you're on
incognito.
Article 2 of 3, and every single time.
Yeah,
2
you
of
get
3.
like 3 a day or 3 a
Well,
week.
why
or
does it tell me
No,
that
it
I
says
have to
2
have...
of 3 all the time. It doesn't matter what article I pull up.
Oh.
Subscribe now. You're on 2 of 3.
Oh, so
for
there's a
free.
glitch that they need to
No,
fix.
they don't need to fix it. I'm saying I don't want them to fix it, but I was able to.
It
read
didn't fix
today.
it. That didn't happen to me. I had to pay.
Oh, well,
sorry.
I was able to read it, and we shared it, and
Why
it's
do
been
you
shared a
hate
million
yourself?
times over, and we're so proud. of it.
Has it been shared?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I haven't been online today, so
Yes, it has been shared.
I don't want to see the negative comments.
There's no negative comments.
Oh, I'm sure there are.
It's all positive.
He's bald.
Hey,
a
lot of
Grant's in there.
a lot of people have been commenting congratulations. So of course it's Stella and Marie and all of your wonderful followers that are, I'm sure, in the chat right now. So
yeah, what a waste of ink, says somebody. That is a weird comparison. Matt's more like a 9-year-old. Yeah, very supportive. I'm just kidding.
It was a great article.
So listen, I have to apologize. I am in a bad mood. Not a bad mood. I'm sad. My friend is dying. And I found out the other day she's in hospice. And it's been on my mind all, what was it, 2 days ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, all week. And so yeah, I can't get my head in the game today. So I apologize to everybody for that I'm a little subdued. But that happens.
It does.
Very good friend of mine, very close friend of mine, and kind of like she and her husband were like an aunt and uncle ish to me, and their kids are like cousins, and they always welcomed me into the family and treated me like family. And so yeah, we always had a great time, always a lot of laughs. She owned Spirit Fields back in the day when we opened Gettysburg, when Pete and I opened Gettysburg, and Pete needed a second job, and so he went and worked there. And I would go and hang out there, which pissed him off because he was working behind the bar, but I was drinking at the bar. And we just became friends with Tammy, and had so many riotous times there and a lot of fun over the years with her and stuff. And so she's she's not gonna make it, and it's just been heavy on my mind. So that's all there. So I apologize if the show was not as upbeat as it's been, or maybe it has. I don't know. I can never tell these things,
Well, it's certainly not something you need to apologize for.
You're allowed to have feelings.
I'm gonna do it anyway.
I mean, regardless of what people think about you, you do actually have feelings.
Yes, that's true.
I'm the happiest girl in the whole USA.
Jesus, I don't know. What is he back yet?
Yeah, he's back.
Mike, what were we what was that from?
That's from the Spotlight on episode.
That's right. Spotlight on Mike Lenz.
Happiest girl in the whole USA.
I'm the happiest girl in the whole USA.
Chick-fil-A corporate is very protective of their taste profile. What is that? And you're going diarrhea.
Oh, man.
What?
We should do a duet between either that drop and Charlie Finnell, or that drop and Veronica.
Oh God, let me see. I'd have to stitch those together because they're not on the same. Damn it, that would be good. Okay, I'll see what I could do. All right, what else you got? Anything else in the news there, ladies? Sorry about that.
Go ahead. You're up.
Not news, we've got events.
Events. Okay, what's coming up?
So, Get Out of the Car tour. I thought you were going to do your commercial.
Yes, of course I am. Well, the Get Out of the Car tour this weekend is, of course, Major Avenue Doubleday on July 1st. General Reynolds was killed early this morning, in my opinion. There seems to be no directing person. When Brigadier General John Buford sent this message to Major General Alfred Pleasanton on the afternoon of July 1st, 1863, to plant the seed in Major General George Meade's mind that a new commander was needed for the Union 1st Corps. Join us as we explore the leadership of Major General Abner Doubleday on July 1st, 1863, and we're going to answer that question for ourselves. Did he deserve to be removed and replaced? Meet at Doubleday Monument on Reynolds Avenue. It's going to end at the Lutheran Seminary. Park where legal. Park where legal. Park where legal. And, well, that's not official what we were talking about last night, but there might be some news down the pike that's going to ruin the Get Out of the Car tours, but we'll get to that when it happens. Yeah.
It'll be fun.
I think I thought of a solution, though.
Oh, that's good. We can talk about it later. This is Memorial Day weekend.
Yes, it is.
Lots going on.
Can't believe it.
A lot.
All right.
For example, let's start
most
with
important
the park.
thing we just said, right?
Was the Get Out of the Car
tour. Obviously. What else?
The park has a lot going on. They have their living history programs. The 4th U.S. Artillery will be encamped at the Pennsylvania Memorial Saturday and Sunday. And the 2nd U.S. Cavalry will be encamped with firing demonstrations at Pitzer's Woods on West Confederate Avenue, both Saturday and Sunday. They also have the Memorial Day weekend program, A Century of Sacrifice, honoring fatalities from all wars buried in the National Cemetery. That particular event, I don't know why I didn't put anything on there, but apparently, oh yes, I did. It's at 10 to 11:30 in the National Cemetery.
Okay.
Meet at the rostrum. And then they have an evening talk, the Civil War Trauma, PTSD, and the American Civil War. That is just an evening talk. It is at the Visitor Center in the theaters, and that starts at 7.
Does it say in the description, inspired by addressing Gettysburg?
No, it says, in honor of Mental Health Awareness Month, please join historians and licensed battlefield guides Rick Schrader, Tracy Bear, Rob Abbott, and Ranger Christopher Gwynn and Pastor Randy Hart as they discuss the historical phenomenon of physical, emotional, moral, and spiritual trauma experienced by soldiers, civilians, and their families before, during, and after the American Civil War.
So I have to tell you, a couple months ago, Chris came to me and he's like, in May, we're doing a panel on PTSD, which I totally stole from you. So would you like to be a part of it? And I said, yeah, I would love to. I don't know really what I would bring to it. But then as it turned out, we have something going on, so I can't do it anyway. And then he had asked me if I would also videotape it, but I can't because we got something going on. But yeah, so I said, well, here's what I'll do for you, Chris. That episode that you're inspired by is on Patreon, so I'll make it free for all. I'll send you the link if you want to, share it with the audience or something like that. But for those of you who are not going to be in town and might be interested in going to that, it's all the same people that are going to be at this panel, except Chris. Chris wasn't there, but everybody else is on this recording and are on the show, and you can go and listen to that for free over at Patreon right now. You don't need to even have an account to do it. You just go to patreon.com/address in Gettysburg, and you should be able to search for PTSD. It should come up. And then you can go ahead and listen to it for free. If you're one of these guys that or gals that are dealing with that now, I've heard from a lot of people in the audience that it was very helpful to them. And that's not the purpose of it. We're discussing it in relation to Civil War soldiers. Rob Abbott was very, very concerned about us coming off as if we're trying to treat or diagnose or anything like that. We're not. None of us are experts in that realm. And so we're simply discussing examples of it in the Civil War soldiers. So it's basically going to be the same thing. So if you miss the actual talk Saturday night, then you can go and listen to that there, and it's essentially going to be the same information. Go ahead.
Eisenhower National Historic Site will also be open over the weekend for their house tours. First come, first served basis. You can drive out. The park that will be at 11, 12, 1, and 2.
The Eisenhower is such a cool place. You do have to go there. We don't give it enough attention, and that's a shame, and I intend to change that.
The entire next newsletter from the Friends of Gettysburg is all about Eisenhower. So
I think Beth wrote that.
I did.
Did you?
The newsletter, I didn't write any of it, actually. I'm just the editor, I guess now.
Also,
the book fair.
Yeah.
Really?
What? Okay. Go ahead.
Book fair at
Gettysburg Heritage Center, Saturday and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., which that's at 297 Steinway. Featuring favorite authors, book talks, and books. And our friend John Lucci is going to be on site signing The Heavens Falling on Saturday from 2 to 4. That's his time slot. So make sure you stop by to see John.
Could you grab that book there, please?
The book I just keep talking about.
Yeah. So this book here, Jonathan Lucci is a listener who called and he said he wanted to, sponsor the show with his book, The Heavens Falling. This is the cover of it here. Very nice cover. Very pretty. Look at how thick this book is. This is a thick book. And no pictures. So it's very hard for me to get through because of the no pictures. But, pretty decent sized print if you have trouble reading, with your eyes. And but it is really good. Cindy's been reading it because none of us have time to actually read. So it's been taking her a while to get through it, but that's nothing against the book. It's just the amount of time we have to read.
Mm-hmm.
But she loves it.
Yeah, when I pick it up, it's hard to put down. It's just I don't get oftentimes
heavy.
I don't have time to continue to pick it up every single day, but it is fantastic, and I keep saying it, and I will keep saying it. It has fantastic reviews on Amazon.
Yeah.
He's getting a lot of good feedback from it, and the fact that he's coming here to do a signing is awesome. So really happy for him.
Here's an excerpt. Yes, you goddamn imbecile. What did you think would happen? So you can go get your copy of it.
Wow, riveting.
I'm telling you. You can go get your copy of it at the Heritage Center and then have Jonathan sign it. And when you do, please thank him for sponsoring Addressing Gettysburg, because he's one of the many people who helps keep this thing going. And but I'm telling you, you'll really like it. He's working on volume 2. I keep saying to people, think of like the scope of North and South, but the historical integrity of the Killer Angels. Where you actually, the author actually has a foundation in the history, and he researches to make sure that when he presents something as a historical fact, that he's getting it right.
Mm-hmm.
So for the history nerds, this is pretty good fiction. For the fiction lovers, is there romance?
Yes.
There's romance, ladies, for the romance people out there.
Mm-hmm.
What? Why is it so hard to believe that women like romance? What is that?
Why
do you
is it
make
so hard to believe that men don't like romance?
Because they don't like romance.
Yes,
You're
they
right. Why is it hard to believe that they don't?
Well,
they
the
don't.
point is that it is great for both men and women, because for the men, it has the fighting scenes.
Let's put it like this. Doesn't matter what's going on down below. Whatever you like, whether it's war or romance or family interpersonal communications issue or
there's family struggles.
That's what I was
absolutely.
looking for. Whatever, it's got it all. It does it in a very good way.
It's got it all.
He's very talented as a writer, very good. I suggest you get it. You will enjoy it. Okay, thank you very much. That's it, Jonathan Lucci, Saturday, 4 to 6 p.m. And then he's coming to our house, so that'll be fun.
Oh,
you'll get to meet him.
Yay.
All right, what else?
So Rebels Roost is holding their May Antique and Vintage Outdoor Market / store sale at their place at the outlet shops at Gettysburg. It's this Saturday from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. And that is 1863 Gettysburg Village Drive, if you're interested in that. So that's a great antique shop out there if anybody has ever been. I don't know. Have you been there?
I have not.
Were you,
I don't
they
go
weren't
into
there
antique
all the
stores.
time, right? Do I understand that they moved to
Yes,
the outlet?
I believe so, yeah. Gotcha. I don't go into antique stores because I break things.
Oh, yeah. Well.
And I don't have the money to buy the things I've broken. So I try to
Why
avoid.
is the camera on me? I'm not doing anything.
Sorry.
So wake up.
I got into a habit of not changing the camera because it keeps cutting out, and I switched it to you for the book, and then completely
I said it, and then all I see is his head pop up over the monitor, and he's like, "Oh, sorry."
I'm checking stats on YouTube Studio right now, and
By the way, I finally started doing shorts, Colby.
It's a game changer, right? I've been seeing your shorts pop up.
40,000 in overnight.
Yep. That's how it works. Listen, this is
dollars.
I'll give
$40,000.
I'll give you a little
Colby.
insider secret here too.
No, don't say it online. Everybody,
this
don't give it away.
This
Don't
isn't
give it
going
away.
to give anything away.
No, don't tell. Tell me later at dinner. Tell me.
It's not a secret like that.
All right, go ahead.
It's so on. Like if you were to do that on TikTok, your first initial burst would be pretty much what you got. Like once that wave kind of
right
down,
the nice thing about YouTube Shorts,
right,
is you'll get a big pop in the beginning.
And then when it hits 10 days, it's going to pick up again. For whatever reason, at the 10-day mark, it'll take off.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so you might go from 40,000 up to 150,000 at the 10-day mark.
Sweet.
I like that version of Colby.
You like this one?
It's
How about
pretty
this?
fun.
It's pretty fun. All right, well, good.
Yeah.
We'll keep Colby on that.
I actually enjoy it. I could do this. I should do my own show in this voice.
Yeah, you should. You know, brah. Say, you know, brah.
Yeah, brah.
You know, brah.
Brah.
Say, what's the other line that you say? 3rd Battalion, 3rd Regiment, 3-3.
Yeah, little Forrest Gump in this voice.
Wait, hold on, wait. Do Forrest now.
When we were in the war, we went through all kinds of rain. A little bit of stinging rain and big old fat rain.
It's like Radio Forrest.
Rain that flew in sideways and rain that seemed to come straight up from underneath. Shoot, it even rained at night.
I like that. All right. What else you got? I'm sorry. We didn't.
Then, of course, we just want to remind people with the kiddos that the free scoop of ice cream for kids at Baltimore Hill Creamery is tomorrow.
Oh, yes. That's right.
It's the last day of school. And so it goes from when school dismisses until they run out. So get there. They do close at 9. But go there for that. And then also just wanted to give a shout out to the AG Business Network.
Yeah.
Because we made a connection.
This is very good. Very good.
Is awesome.
That's the whole point of the business network, by the way, is to make connections. Connections. I hear it's all about connections.
And collaboration. That word you love so much.
Hey, we're going to collab. We're going to collab, man.
Are you going to tell us what the connection was?
No, just that we made one.
Okay.
No, go ahead. Tell.
So the Gettysburg Film Commission that we talked about with Chris and Bo, they need a website, and they need one desperately. And one of our connections
through the business network is Sockham Web Solutions.
And he's
Sorry.
local.
Say his name without the effect on your voice. Sorry.
Sockham Web Solutions.
Sockham,
because his last name is Socks. It's a play on his last name. His name is Pete Socks. So Pete has been awesome. And he does actually a lot of work with nonprofits and small local businesses here in Gettysburg. He's right out of New Oxford. So local guy, he just started his own LLC 2 years ago. And so now Chris is working with him to hopefully make the website and get that created and set up. And so it's really great.
Good.
Yeah.
That's very nice. And that is what the idea of the business network is.
Mm-hmm.
It's free. So if you're, you just go and you join it on Facebook, and, pay attention to what's being posted. Cindy's constantly sharing other people's stuff. So pay attention to what's being posted there, because maybe if you have a business or if you have a need for something that they have. I mean, look, a lot of people ship now, so it doesn't matter. You don't have to be in Gettysburg.
Yeah.
Right? So you might find a company that does something here or has something here that you want or need, and they can ship it to you.
Yeah. We've got people.
But just make sure that you tell them
where you found it.
Where you found it, okay?
Yeah, absolutely. And I know I keep teasing it, but we are planning the in-person event. So stay tuned for that, because that will be a lot of fun. We're excited about that. So everyone has to come.
And we have a special message from Pete for people in the business network.
I will fraternize your business if you have one.
Okay. What else?
That's all I got.
One last little thing. So Monday is Memorial Day. There will be a parade at 2 p.m. It will go from Lefevre Street to Middle Street to Baltimore Street.
Okay.
And end at the National Cemetery. At 3 o'clock, there will be a program featuring the USS Gettysburg.
Yes.
At the rostrum.
The whole ship they're bringing?
Speakers.
The whole ship?
Yep, the whole ship will be there.
Wow.
In miniature.
In miniature. Okay, so we're going to look at a miniature of the Gettysburg.
Yes.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yes. So, but to get the cemetery ready, to get everything ready for Memorial Day, the National Park is doing they have to place the flags.
Right.
So on Saturday morning at 8 a.m., if you are available, if you come to the Tawny Town Road Gate, and there will be a table set up, and we are going to start putting the flags out on the graves. So
what is that? Sunday morning?
Saturday morning.
Saturday morning.
At 8.
Oh, I would do that. Eric, the producer, and I did that a couple of years ago.
I remember we asked you to come.
Yeah, and you wanted some star power.
Yeah, that's
and
what
we
it was.
and we didn't deliver. But
how long does it usually last?
It can take quite a bit.
It's a lot of graves.
Because it's a lot.
They want star power, and you brought them AA power.
AAA.
Ouch.
Lithium ion power.
Watch
You
battery.
9 volt at least, but she brought it down to AAA, man.
I just love that.
That is great.
All right, so yeah, that's 8:00 on Saturday.
Yep.
Unfortunately, I'll be getting ready for the Get Out of the Car tour, and all of the people listening will also be getting ready. So we're not
Yes.
going to be able to help
Now-
with that. But people who are not listening, please go out and help them.
Mm-hmm. And there is also now depending on the weather, because if the flags are wet, they're going to move it back. But on Tuesday, they're going to take them down.
What's the forecast?
I don't know. I didn't look at the forecast.
Okay.
So just pay attention to the National Park Facebook and social media. They'll be telling you when they're going to be taking them down officially. But putting them up, yes, that is a huge honor, and I totally understand everybody being out there, but it has to come down too.
Yeah.
So we usually have a lot of people for putting up and hardly
very
anyone
few.
for bringing them down, and that's just as big of a job.
Eric and I did both actually, and that's true. There were very few people there to take them down.
So far, it's sunny on Tuesday.
Oh, good. Okay,
So,
good.
yeah.
So let me see what my schedule is, because maybe I can help out. I would love to do that if I can't. 11 a.m. recording and 3 p.m. recording. What are you doing? What time are you doing that?
On what day?
Tuesday. If it's nice weather.
I think at 8. I think they'll start at 8.
Okay, so theoretically I could do that.
Yeah.
Theoretically.
So the
early.
thing about taking it down is that because there are so many less people, it's really just whenever the park gets out there and starts putting the stuff down. So usually around 8.
So, okay. Last night, we all got here. Team AG got here, and we had a Zoom meeting with Eric Houston and Dave Bussier Jr., the, of course, scheduling manager for me. And we went over the schedule for CWI. And Mike is going to be there, and Debbie's going to be there, and Cindy's going to be there, and Bethany's going to be there, and I'm going to be there. And who did we miss? Anybody else that was there last night? No, that was it, right?
Did you say Eric?
And Eric and Dave. Yeah. Well, Dave's not going to be there, but Dave's, and this is why Dave is the greatest.
Mm-hmm.
He put the schedule together and is not even going to be there.
He stood as erect as I am now.
Because I said he, and it sounded like that he, so that's why I had to do that. Anyway, so he... No, I'm not going to do it again. So he put the schedule together, and we went through it. It's going to be jam-packed, basically 12-hour days for me, but it's so worth it. It's a lot of fun, and I think you guys are going to enjoy yourselves. It'll be a lot of work, but it'll be a lot of fun. And so I want to thank you guys in advance for volunteering to help. I mean, you get it for free, but yeah.
Let's face it, I was voluntold.
You were. That's true. Did I volunteer you?
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't think so.
Yeah, pretty much.
Bullshit.
You put the event on my calendar.
Bullshit.
For me.
You were invited. You have to accept the invite. Anyway.
You get to hang with us, so.
Yeah, you get to hang with us. You hear the language there? Get to. And that's true.
That's true.
All right. So we're going to do that. That'll be fun. That's June 7th through the 12th. So if you are going to CWI, we'll see you there, and be sure to say hi. If you don't see us walking around, which you will, but if you don't, come up to the studio. It's on the second floor. I don't know what room it is, but you'll find us. And just to remind you all, it's got Harold Holzer is going to be there. We're interviewing him. Ronald White, Scott Hartwig, Elizabeth Leonard, Aaron Giandine, Jim Brumel, Jonathan White, Jennifer Murray, and more. There are active battlefield experiences, lectures, interactive small group discussions with leading Civil War scholars. Customizable packages are available. I'm pretty sure, I haven't heard that they're full yet. So, I mean, I don't know what their capacity is. They have a lot of
Pretty
room.
big capacity.
Yeah. Right. So I think it's a long ways before they hit that. But go to, send them an email at civilwar@gettysburg.edu or call them 717-337-6590. Let them know that Address in Gettysburg sent you, and you'll get a discount. I believe it's 15%, but don't quote me on that. Just call and let them know about that. Anything else, anybody, anywhere? Anybody? Travis, how are you?
Good. And so?
Travis, by the way, I'm good, thank you. You're a big star now. You and of all those shorts that I put up in the last few days, last I looked, which was earlier this afternoon, Scott Hartwig has like 9,000 on one of his, and you have 7,000 on yours.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay, so 7,000 people have seen the T-shirt man. Okay, so now you're more famous than you ever thought you were before.
Well, we're on stuff writer.
Yeah, okay, let's not mention other people's... okay. Come on. No, you're right. You already were famous, but now you're getting famous again.
Famous-er.
Famous-er. All right, and so that's about it for us here, I believe. Right, ladies and gentlemen?
I need food. Oh, yes.
Yes, we'll go and eat somewhere. Again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry for my subdudity tonight, but better than my nudity tonight, right?
Oh, dear Lord.
Oh,
yes.
wait, that's the wrong one. I'm sorry. This is what I meant to hit. We'll talk to you guys next week. Have a good week, folks. Have a great Memorial Day weekend. That's right. It's Memorial Day, and we'll see you on the field on Saturday. Come on out. Bye.
AG Today's opening theme is written and performed by Colin Southfield and the Mushroom Country Band. Bumper music is arranged and performed by Billy Webster and sometimes Kevin McLeod. AG Today is produced by Matt Cowery, Bethany Yingling, Debbie Jones, and Cindy Compton. Engineered by Colby Sumner and maybe sometimes someone else. Guest accommodations are provided by the guests themselves. We have 1,000 patrons to be able to put people up in hotels. Speaking of patrons, maybe you'd like to become one. You'll find plenty of perks over there, not to mention hundreds of episodes that will help you further your Gettysburg and Civil War education. So go to patreon.com/Addressing Gettysburg. I'm Huevos Grande, the voice of Addressing Gettysburg. Thanks for listening.
More people are dying in horrible ways in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. More people are dying in horrible ways in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania.
I know what that's gonna be.
I don't even really believe that you have a successful podcast at this point.
This concludes our broadcast day.
When you're dragging ass out of bed, the hairs must up on your head. You picture the 20th Maine, and you're happy once again. Fight the battle against being slow with Little Brown Top Road.